the next morning, after the big Valhalla Kazam concert for all the knobs, Murgatroyd and Elliot, how late did you stay out with the party situation? So after the concert, there was a after party, of course, in the king's mansion, and there would have been things to do all night, right till dawn. It's up to you guys what you would have done and how late you would have stayed up.
Well, my main objective is goodwill for the king and Valhalla.
Your brother would have been trying to get you to stay up and party all night, right? He hasn't seen you in forever. You know how it is when you get back together with family. You start talking, swapping stories, and yeah. So
yeah, I wouldn't be drinking. Let me know if you want like a bluff roll to fake that I'm drinking, because I'm pretty much on the job until we sort out the Leviathan and the advisor guy.
No, that's fine.
So I'd stay up pretty late, but I definitely wouldn't stay till dawn, right? I'd probably do till like 3 a.m. or so, let myself get a good 4 hours sleep.
Okay, excellent. So in that case, make a endurance check for me, DC 16. And Murgatroyd, how about you?
I don't know, a reasonable hour. I drank a bunch, but I would have brought some for Vince if the doctors were not in the room, or the priests or whatever.
There was always a doctor or priest in the room. Doctors would not. However, priests would be like, yeah, it's actually good. Give them a little fortification. So Jake, with a roll of 18, that's fine. You don't lose any healing surges, but you don't get any back. Murgatroyd, likewise, make an endurance check DC 16 for me. Excellent. Nice one, Murgatroyd. So you also don't lose or gain any healing surges. So you're feeling rough, right? You're feeling like you partied the night before and you didn't get a full sleep, but you guys aren't exhausted, right? You get up, you stretch, you can scrape your face with a razor if you want and get yourself cleaned up. Or I guess for Murgatroyd, you just unbraid and comb out and maybe trim up some loose ends. You just do a little bit of morning business to get yourself back together. Or maybe Murgatroyd, you take another tankard of ale, a little hair of the dog. But you're straight. You're fine. Vince, on the other hand. So Vince, you don't know where you are. You don't know what's going on. You keep flashing in and out of consciousness. The last thing you kind of remember was opening up the bag of cocaine and there just being like remnants. And so you like put your face in the bag of holding and tried to breathe in and out like someone hyperventilating into a paper bag. But because the bag of holding is much bigger on the inside, it was too hard for you to get some fumes since you were shaking and licking, turn the bag inside out and lick the inside of the bag. But unfortunately, you still ran out of cocaine, and you have been waxing and waning between lying on a bed wrapped in soft white cotton while there are people around you droning on in a language you don't understand, and that sometimes the light is so bright and piercing that you have to pull a pillow over your face, and other times it feels like there's no lights on at all and that you're straining to see even the vaguest outlines. And when you're not conscious, you are trapped in it feels like the Shadow Realm. The sky is dark, the air is cool and unmoving, and the plain stretches out for miles in every direction, as far as you can see, in a desert. And the desert is just blinding white sand. But soon you realize that it's not white sand, it's cocaine. And you try to snuff it and huff it up in your dreamscape, but you just can't. It doesn't seem like you can get enough of it. And right in one of the moments of fevered running and falling down cocaine sand dunes, you look over your shoulder, and there stands Kshatriy, just kind of smiling at you. And he says, "Hey, Vincey. It's so nice to have you here inside Kshatriy's world. You were such a gracious host in having me inside your mind, and now Kshatriy wants to share these."
Yeah, what What? Why? Why? What am I doing here?
Oh, Vincey, I can make this all go away. I can just make you happy again. All you have to do is take my hand. And he reaches out his hand towards you as the kind of nightmare sky and landscape behind him twists into a vortex of a tunnel. And looks like he's getting drawn into the tunnel. And if you take his hand, he is going to pull you into this tunnel. And somehow, in the animal part of your brain, you know that if you go into that tunnel, there's no coming back. Your soul will be gone to the abyss.
Okay. I'll be like, I'm good.
Oh, come on, Vincey. It'll make all of your pain go away.
No! Don't listen to him.
I can't hear him, can I?
You do. You hear Jack's voice, and all of a sudden you like blink your eyes open, and you're there. You're in this room, lying on the clean white sheets, looking up at Jack's face, and Jack's face looks tired. He's got like red-rimmed, even more red-rimmed, big bovine eyes than used to, and he's excellent, thanks. And he's just looking really tired. But he says to you, he says, "Don't do it, Vince. Don't go into the light."
What I need it. I need the Coke.
So yeah, Vince regains during the night, during the wild concert that you can hear off in the distance. Jack, Vince regains consciousness very briefly, just to utter those words, and then disappears again. And Vince, you find yourself once more lost deep in the strange world where the ground is all cocaine, and you stumble and trip over some more dunes, and you come down from a particularly tall dune into a canyon, and in this canyon there's ruins, and you start walking through the ruins, your feet making squeaking noises through the fine powder that's littering the ground everywhere, and you see these stone buildings arrayed in the shape of like a village that had once been but has now been neglected, and there's some other stone shapes around where fence posts were perhaps, in a larger building that looks like a church. And under the dusting of cocaine that's everywhere, there's terrible black scars of burn marks, and in that moment you recognize this church, and you know this village. This is the village that you were transported back to when you were in Diamond Touch's time realm, when you went back into the past, into the time of the Fey Wars, and you encountered your grandfather and got the trident for the first time. And you can hear Kshatri once more now calling you from outside the village. He's walking towards you and he's saying, "Vince! Oh, Vince! 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 Vince!" And the voice starts to change as your eyes blink into consciousness, and you still hear someone calling your name, only now it is a terror. And now it is a much angrier sounding Vince! 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 All right, so the rest of you are in your morning mixtures. Oh, we'll just catch Jack. So Jack, you stayed up all night tending to Vince, I'm assuming, Jack?
I got that impression.
All right, so please make an endurance check at DC 16. Excellent. So you don't gain or lose any healing surges. Down here at the bottom of the map, I have... Down here at the bottom of the map, I have your current dude, so you can just set your HP and healing surge level for me. That would be great. And now that Vince is waking up for reals, Vince, I also need you to make an endurance check, but at DC 20, please. Vince, please take 16 points of damage. And Jack, you're okay. You don't gain or lose any healing surges.
Damn.
We'll do Elliot and Murgatroyd really quick first.
Did we have time to do our ritual before this started happening?
Yes, you would have.
Okay. So I'm at full surges then.
Okay, excellent. And who did you steal healing surges from?
It was Murgatroyd and Elliot and Arwen.
And you took 2 from each?
Yes.
All right, so Murgatroyd and Elliot, will you subtract 2 healing surges, please?
2 healing surges, yes. I already did that. I did that last session.
Okay. Yeah, Murgatroyd, they talked about that when you weren't here, but we figured you'd probably be cool with it because you're like a healing surge machine. All right, so yeah, Elliot, you're standing there at the wash basin, shaving, and Murgatroyd, you're emptying all of the various kegs and canteens that are littered around your room that you're in, trying to find one that has just a little bit of beer left in it, so you can wash the cotton mouth out of your mouth, and it's like, oh, there you go. And then you guys hear as well, coming from outside, a very angry voice yelling, "Vince! Vince!"
Is it a familiar voice?
No, it is not. "I call out the one named Vince."
Shit, it's Greyheart. Let's go
I
see.
hear that too.
Yes, you do.
Am I still busy tending to Vince?
Yeah, we're going to come back to you and Vince in a second. I just want to see what Murgatroyd and Elliot are doing first.
God damn it, why is everything happening at once?
All right, so Elliot and Murgatroyd run out for it.
So are we on like second floor can I just go to the balcony and see what's up?
No, you guys are on the ground floor.
Okay.
Valhalla got the nicer rooms on the second floor. You guys are on the ground floor.
Figures.
All right. So yeah, Vince, you kind of wake up, and the first thing you do is vomit terribly, and blood comes out. Hence the damage that you took from failing that endurance check. So they've been feeding you, some soup and broth and stuff while you've been asleep or barely conscious. But at this point, you wake up with such a start that you puke up a bunch of blood. So yes, Jack, you hear the Vince, and then Vince sits up in bed and barfs all over the sheets. But
yeah, that's good. Get it out.
she's awake. Oh, Josh, are you still there?
Hello?
There, I hear you now.
No. Yeah, I'm gonna wipe some of the vomit off, use a rag and bucket of water to clean somewhat, cool her down a bit, tending and nursing things.
Excellent. Vince.
I'll do like, you gotta help me. I don't know what's going on. It's crazy.
So Vince is talking to you and looking at you through unfocused eyes, Jack, but you can see her hands are like searching around the bed and the bedside table for the bag of cocaine, almost, onomatopoeia.
The cocaine's not in here, right?
No, the cocaine's all gone.
That's what I thought. We are helping you. We are working on way of making your body make its own cocaine.
Yeah. Huh, is a good answer. You kind of look down at yourself now, Vince, and some nurses have come in and they take off the white hospital gown that you were wearing. You look down at your body for the first time really through clear eyes in a long time, and you see that you've gotten quite thin, and you've got sores on different parts of your body that you've been scratching at and that are infected. And you look at your hands, and your hands are so skinny and pale, and you can see the blue veins on the backs of your hands. And when you flip your hands over to look at that, several of your fingers are bandaged, and you tentatively touch them, and there's no fingernails. So you've pulled right off your fingernails in a few places, and your body is a complete train wreck. So I'm going to have a look at your character sheet here, Vince. Is it all up to date and everything?
I don't think so.
Okay. You got something to write with?
Yep.
Your current stats are Strength 3, Constitution 3, Dexterity 3, Intelligence 10, Wisdom 2, Charisma 3.
Wisdom 2.
Wisdom 2.
So you got some upgrades?
What was charisma?
Charisma's 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. It takes effort for you to string together words, and you try and lift yourself up out of the bed, and you tremble. Your arms are shaking. You have no strength, and you can hear that voice calling from out into the courtyard. All right, so Elliot and Murgatroyd kind of together, just tucking in your shirt, or in Murgatroyd's case, fastening up the straps of your armor as you throw on your chest plate with your helmet kind of gripped in your teeth. You get to the front doors to the courtyard, and you look out to see the courtyard as you pretty much remember the front area here. There's a few like vendor stalls and things set up, and it's pleasant enough. And there's a small stage area where not where Valhalla was performing, but it's a different kind of staging area. And standing up there is a human, a tall, muscular-looking human that is shirtless, stripped to the waist, and hairless as well. And he's peculiar looking in that his skin has a bit of a gray patina, a bit of a gray tinge to it, and so do his eyes. And you think that as you watch him move, it looks almost like ash is kind of falling off of him as he continues to yell Vince's name. You look down by the little staging area, and you see some of the Lufa house guard for the king, and they are helping up 2 other guards that have been thrown to the ground, and so they're kind of dragging them out of the way and everything. And the figure standing on the staging points towards you two, Elliot and Murgatroyd, and he says, "You two, I seek the one who calls herself Vince."
Yeah, I'm Vince. What's up?
Do we recognize him from the posters we got in like the elf place?
It's hard to tell. It looks similar. He does have the 3 scars down one side of his face, which are more ashy gray than the color of the rest of his skin. And he kind of just jeers at you, Elliot, and he says, "You are not the Eladrin known as Vince, the pretender. Bring forth the one of the Sorochan bloodline."
Yeah, no, that's me. I'm in disguise, incognito. What can I do you for?
He waves his hand at you, and he says, "You are not Vince. Vince, I call you out. Show yourself before I make my way into this house and find you. I will tear down the walls brick by brick. Vince!"
I'll look at Elliot and be like, "Vince, what's this guy's problem?"
I don't know, but I kind of want to see him pull apart this house brick by brick. I say, "Dude, Vince is not here. I don't know where you got your information, but I've heard of Vince, but you're way off." Do you want a bluff check?
Yes, go ahead. He says, "Spare me your idiotic ramblings. I can sense the bloodline here. The one known as Vince. I have been tracking her for a long time. She was recently ejected from several villages and has found her way here. Vince, show yourself!"
Look, man, it's early. Just tone it down a bit. What do you want with Vince?
"I need to destroy her."
Okay. All right. Well, let me go get her. You stay here, all right?
"Once the last of the Sorochan bloodline is deceased, I can rest. Yeah. Vince!
Sure. Murgatroyd, you keep an eye on the guy that's in desperate need of some lotion. I'll be back.
Yeah, I mean, if he acts up, you'll hear the shield slam noise.
Yeah.
He continues to call out Vince's name. But yes, go ahead.
So this guy is he's been wanted in so many cities. This guy is crazy intimidating and a very fierce warrior, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yes, he's the elf slayer.
Right.
He's the butcher of elves.
Okay. All right, I'll head into the nursery the nursery room.
Excellent. You see Vince sitting up in bed for the first time in forever.
That's awesome. Vince, you're awake. You look like shit.
It's like mumble coke at him. Since
Well, good news, Jack and Vince. You remember we talked about that guy Greyheart who's been trying to kill Vince for a long time?
No.
Oh, we found out
Do not
about
care.
him. Oh, wait, we found out about him before your time when we were first in the Feywild. Yeah, so Jack, we've got a situation. A dude out here wants to murder Vince as hard as possible.
Is he outside window?
Yes.
Not
I'm trying to get up.
Not this window. You can't see him from here. Yes, you
No.
can get up, Vince.
Yeah.
You sling your legs over the side of the bed and you look down and you're, oh my god, my legs are so skinny, and you're like, oh, my toenails really need a trimming too. And you can stand, but it's like an effort. You're like little old lady, getting out of bed. You know, you get the shaky knees, and you immediately reach out and grab a hold of Jack for support, but you can stand.
Excellent.
Sorry, Jack. You cannot see Greyheart out the window of this room.
Okay. Well, then I will make sure Vince here doesn't, go faceplant himself. In fact, maybe Jack should put him into chair.
I don't know.
Her into chair.
Vince looks fine. Looks seatworthy. Come on, let's go see if we can talk this guy down / keep him
If you
from.
are going to endanger patient, then you are endangering self.
Vince endangered herself forever ago. We're gonna probably want Vince's help in the ensuing combat.
She can worry about it later. When not on death's door.
Okay.
Is my trident / broom around?
You look around, but you don't see it.
Well, tell Jack, I guess. I'll be like, trident.
We stuffed it in the broom closet.
Jack will go get it, but before taking out, Jack will cover offending bits.
Yeah, it's already disguised as a broom.
Okay.
All right.
Once that gets into your hand, Vince, it feels light, and you're able to use it as a walking stick. You gain a little bit more confidence, and you're a little more sure of yourself. Go ahead, put +2 to all your stats. So now you're like 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 12, and 5 and 5, I think.
Excellent.
You guys see a little bit of color return to Vince's face and body once she's gripping her broom. One of the priests, I guess it's one of the lesser priests, being first thing in the morning here, because Jack had been on duty all night long. He's like looking at you guys like, perhaps it is unwise to let the lady rise from her bed. The ritual is not fully complete yet.
Jack agrees, but can ritual be paused for walk?
He says, yes.
Breather and rest.
You're quite right. And some of the nurses are like, yes, some sunshine and fresh air would do the patient very good.
I'll ask Jack, what ritual?
Ritual for making your body make own cocaine.
I like the sound of that.
And if the priest in the room gives me a weird look, I'm gonna shoot him glare like, shut up.
Excellent. Yeah, he like raised a finger and was like, but then he withered under your scornful gaze.
I'll sit back down. I'm ready. Let's do this now.
More ritual?
Yeah, let's do this.
More ritual!
All right, Jack, we're gonna need at least you outside, if not you and Vince.
Is it Tim that can also do some healing?
Yes.
Is he nearby?
Yes.
Can we arrange to get him to the room to help continue the ritual?
Yes.
Then I will do that.
Excellent.
Tim is now taking care of you.
I'm ready to go.
Tim knows the plan.
Okay. All right, Jack. So you'll join me out shortly? I've got an idea.
Yes, I will be out shortly.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I brought you
So-
over to this map, Mitch, but you're in the little white square over here because you're still in your room.
Jack, whatever, like, if you have any bloody clothes that are covered in Vince's blood and vomit and whatever, definitely wear those.
Well, I can put part of vomit clothes on me, but...
Just like an apron, right? Or
Yes.
whatever gloves you've been using.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna come outside and try and look as, grave and distraught as possible. And not even look at Greyheart, just walk up to Murgatroyd and say, Vince is dead.
Jack has resting grave face.
I was like, what?
You want a bluff check, John?
Yeah. All right. Greyheart, he stops yelling, and he looks at you, and then he kind of looks down at his hands, and then wrings his hands one in the other, and then looks confused. And he turns back to you, and he says, You lie. You lie. The Sorocian bloodline still exists. He says, Bring forth the body.
Yeah, there's blood everywhere. And I point at Jack and say, you have no business here. Vince is gone. You wanted him destroyed. Let us mourn our fallen comrade in peace.
He says, I have 1,000-year-old business here. And he says, Vince cannot be dead. Her blood still flows. Otherwise, I would be free. She is the last of her bloodline. And the only thing tying me to this world.
So you're saying that the only reason you're alive is because Vince is alive?
Yes, my purpose in this world is to destroy every last Sorocian.
What about Vince's children?
Vince will have no children.
Oh, she already sired 2 kids in the Silewood.
Then I will start with Vince and move on to the children.
You're a dick.
I am a dick. Do you know? Yeah, I am a dick, period. He said, Are you not aware of the atrocities the Sorocian family perpetrated?
Yeah, it's the family. That's not Vince. Vince didn't do shit.
Yeah, they make an excellent hot sauce.
They killed my family. My father. My mother. My sister and brother. Destroyed before me, locked into a burning church. I still hear their screams every night. He turns and punches the hell out of a big wooden pillar, which just kind of splinters all around him. And he says, I tire of this.
Why?
Look, either produce Vince
Why
or
does-
stand out of my way.
Why does spreading hate end hate?
Yeah, man, it sounds like... if
Do
Vince...
you not just continue cycle that caused their death in first place?
No, the cycle will be ended because every last Sorocian has been killed.
Come on, man. This is... If you
And
need...
they not have friends? They not have stepfamilies? Do they not have allies?
That is not my concern. What will they do? Take vengeance upon my family line? There is no one, and I have no one. My only purpose is to end the Sorocian bloodline.
No, man, your purpose is to end this conflict. If you can... And you can end this by just letting go. I want to try, diplomacy, do, a whole... Yeah, I guess that's not really much of a diplomacy check. But, try compassion. Try to, forgiveness, and you can pull the knife out of your own back. Just let go.
Has not your own hate caused you all the pain over the years?
No. My hate is the only thing that burns and keeps me alive. I will destroy the Sorochans.
And how
Where
much
was
life
mercy
could
when
you
my
have
family
made?
was being killed? Where was temperance then? None was given, and none shall be deserved.
That
Now
was war.
stand out of my way.
When Vince got like decapped and we made a deal with death, did that end his bloodline? And then like he took my blood, or is that different blood than the blood power blood?
It's different blood than the blood power blood.
Okay.
But excellent use of trying to find a loophole.
Yeah. All right. Sounds like we're doing this.
Right, if he's getting within like charging range, he's gonna get charged.
Okay,
So,
so we'll go back to him jumping off the stage.
yeah, if I can time it so like he's midair when I hit him.
You
Or
can't,
getting
but
up.
you can get him as soon as he hits the bottom of the ground, assuming that you roll higher initiative than him.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I have a +1 now because I have a belt buckle. And Elliot has one, and Jack has one.
Yeah, I already put it on my sheet.
Right.
And I'm going to give Vince one whenever he's around.
Not gonna help me when I roll a 4, though. Whoa!
Oh, someone's getting charged.
Shit.
Yep.
Murgatroyd's
He's
getting all like
pancaked.
Murgatroyd's getting Eye of the Tiger because Greyheart's coming after Vince.
Okay. Damn, yeah, Murgatroyd, nice one.
Crit success.
Vince, you can roll as well, please.
What am I rolling?
Initiative. Jinx.
Oh.
Nice. All right. So Murgatroyd's going to go first. Now, Murgatroyd, because you got a crit, that's some awesome jam. So I'm going to say that you can either get pluses to your to hit, pluses to your damage, or an extra standard action.
Let's give you extra standard action.
Okie doke.
Whatever type of action it takes to light my hammer on fire, I'll do that.
I'm pretty sure it's a minor action.
All right. I'll be like, behold, the power of fire! And show the guys. I'm like, check it out, guys. And then I'll comet fall charge this guy.
Excellent. So yeah, that's a new trick for for diplomacy. It can now burst into flames.
Sick.
You
Holy shit. 49 damage.
It's going to be
61 damage.
25 versus AC.
25 versus AC, that's a hit.
Oh, it's not a crit hit.
Oh, but still.
Yeah. 49 damage.
That's
Uh,
wow. If it's
That's scary.
3d10 damage, is that really what I gave you?
Well, no, it's my daily.
Oh, okay. My bad. Yeah, that hits. Wow.
So he's on fire.
Okay, yeah, run on up to Greyheart there. So Murgatroyd slams, just flying charge through the air and slams Greyheart in the chest with diplomacy, which is bursting with flames that glow from the dwarven runes that are now etched in mithril around diplomacy's surface. It still says diplomacy, but now there's all these runes and stuff all around there. Yes, and diplomacy with that knocks Greyheart all the way back through this staging, which is now also cracked and broken. I will draw some cracks and broken marks on there. So that's broken. That's broken. So this area in brown in the map is now considered to be difficult terrain, but you don't have to climb up to go over the staging.
Wow. That was fucking awesome.
yeah.
And Greyheart is on fire, burning with the deep red-orange flames of the dwarven enchantment.
Is he prone?
He is prone.
Well, boom, roasted.
Now, I have another standard, right? Because I won the initiative.
You sure do.
Can I charge through it with my Rhino Strike? That's like a charge with my shield up.
Does that let you ignore difficult terrain?
No, it just lets me not take attacks from people around me.
Well, then you're still affected by the difficult terrain, which means it costs an extra movement to cross. So if you can still do it in your move, then
Can I run and jump and just drop kick him or something? Jump that stuff?
You should be able.
Yeah, if you want to run and jump and drop kick, I guess if your rhino charges with your shield, so you'd be like shield drop kicking.
Yeah. Well, I mean a shield. I'll land with my shield.
Sure. So that is an athletics check, and you need to you're keeping your momentum going, so you've got 2 squares of run up anyway. So you divide by 10, not 5. No, you divide by 5, not 10. 14 divided by 5 is still you got your 2 squares. So yeah, you run to here, leap through all of the rubble, and then with your shield out in front of you, slam Greyheart again. Excellent.
Christ.
Yeah. That's so. Yeah, you slam onto him again. The sheer force of your impact sends a shockwave out. You like blow a big dust ring circle everywhere, and little bits of bunting and things left over, garbage from the concert the night before, blow out in a clean circle. You also put the fire out, but you definitely have made a seriously solid impact on Greyheart. Would you like to spend an action point and do something else to him?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'll do an action point and then just hit him with a Reaping Strike.
Okay. Excellent. So then you just kind of whip diplomacy up over your head and drive it straight down into his face. You feel the solid impact once again. The fire, hits and spreads around him. Like, have you ever seen those videos where guys hit like pumpkins full of gasoline with golf clubs and things like that? It just kind of explodes and spreads that fire everywhere. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Right on his face. And then it's Elliot's turn, and I'll be right back.
Well, that was...
Shit.
So, you got this, Murgatroyd? You're good?
Why did you need me again?
I don't think we need either of us. Jesus Christ.
Shit, does he need us at all? For
No.
anything? Ever?
No. Fuck. Jay, you just did 24, 50, 49, 63. You just did like almost 100 points of damage.
At level 5, 6? What?
That beat Spaghetti's record easily.
Sorry about that, guys.
That's okay.
All right, we're back. So, Elliot, your turn.
So this stage, like the center has been like carved out a kind of trough sort of thing.
Classic Dragon Ball Z style trough through the center of this stage.
But if I was to run up, I could theoretically jump onto the stage and then jump off it.
Yes. So technically they're occupying the same space there, right? Murgatroyd is on top of Greyheart. It would just be a simple athletics or acrobatics for you to leap up.
Yeah, definitely acrobatics. So I'll do like a little round off, hop up. Bam.
Excellent. Yep.
Okay, now I still have 1 square of movement left. Could I instead do also do like a jumping down attack? Just kind of like a stomp?
Jumping is included in the distance you could move, just to stop people from moving their full move and then trying to jump to gain extra distance. So, no, unfortunately you can't. Did you sprint to get to here?
I could, if that, like, it makes sense to... I was either gonna, like, sprint or double move, depending on what you're ruling on jumping after my movement was.
Also, if you've only used 1 move to get to here, you could do a charge from here that would be that jumping attack. You'd only get to do either basic melee or any of your moves that can be substituted in place of a charge. But you could do a charge attack to get
Then, yeah, definitely.
All right.
So, that'll be... this is plus... I just got to figure out my... it's been so long since I've done an attack without a macro. Hold on.
Yeah, I need to set up macros sometime.
plus 6. Okay. Oh, shit.
Excellent. Elliot, you leap over, splitting your legs apart to skate over the top of Murgatroyd's head, and then 180 corkscrew landing just behind them here, facing the opposite direction to drive your dagger into the flaming face of Greyheart. And you feel the knife just easily slip right in, you catch him right beside the nose and into the sinus cavity and straight into his skull, and it just sinks right home. Roll the damage.
Okay.
Or it's max damage, but you get the bonuses from your, so roll the pluses. I forget, what's the plus on this dagger?
2, so it's 2d6, just plus 8, plus 10. 19 damage.
Excellent. Would you like to use an action point and attack him again?
No, I'm going to save it. Oh, but I also get, because I'm on the other side of him, I get combat advantage.
Sure.
So I deal an additional 2d6. So 27 damage.
Excellent, yeah.
But I will, I'll hold my action. Well, I won't hold an action, I'll hold on to my action point.
Okay. It is Greyheart's turn. Greyheart kind of just with one foot and knee up, bends it and kicks Murgatroyd back 3. I guess you're a dwarf, so he can only kick you back 2 squares through the rubble. Oops, I can fix that. There we go. And he, with one hand, kind of swats Elliot to the side. And as you get swatted to the side, Elliot, you pull your dagger out of his face, and you see when it comes out, it leaves no mark. And he makes a face, though, like when you just plucked a nostril hair and you got that, like, ooh, face. But there's no mark. And you also see now that there's no damage to his face from being smashed by diplomacy, and he is not burnt. As he kind of stands up and bats out the fire. And he looks at you two and just kind of laughs. He says, fools! No earthly weapon can hurt me, and none but the hand of Sorochin.
Jack? Maybe go get Vince.
And then he walks forward. And he's just gonna, I guess, shove Murgatroyd aside. So bull rush on Murgatroyd. Does a 37 hit your fortitude, Murgatroyd?
Yep, but he can only push me. There's like -1 or something to help.
Yeah, -1, and I don't have my thingy here. But he's got so he can only push you 2 squares. So he pushes you back into these soldiers. And he then just walks towards the house. Jack, your turn.
Can I do an attack while I'm moving?
You can, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna step up, attack, and then I'm gonna go inside to go get Vince.
All right, you'll get an opportunity to attack, but go right ahead.
That's fine. Oh, and I'm doing my War Priest strike.
All right.
Versus AC.
Nice, that definitely hits.
Awesome. And that's all radiant damage.
Perfect. Your axe slams into his chest, and it's like hitting stone. This axe doesn't even break the skin. There's a little bit of rippling as the muscles go, but even his skin and muscles are firmer than normal.
Oh.
But the radiant holy damage didn't...
No, the radiant damage does not have any effect on him whatsoever.
Okay, just confirming suspicion. I'll go get Vince now.
Okay, wait. As you turn to run away, he is going to backhand slap you. Does a 34 hit your AC?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So Vince might be dead here.
So that's 18 points of damage. And you fly 3 squares. 1, 2, 3 squares. Which is a novel feeling for you, Jack. You have never been hit so hard that your feet have left the ground before.
Huh. Should do that again sometime.
These two guards shoot crossbow quarrels, which just bounce off of him. And these ones kind of close on him to attack him with spears, which has no effect, but it stops him from moving any further. Vince, you hear the sounds of fighting from outside.
Am I in this house or
You're
up here?
You're in here. You're in the palace.
All right. Can I go to the entrance?
Yes, I'm going to say in this turn, if you double move and sprint, you'll get there.
Okay.
But if you're going to double move and sprint, I need you to make an endurance check at DC 13.
Nope.
That's unfortunate.
What I meant to ask before I started as well was the little mini trident piece that I was going to stick on. Do I have that handy, or
yeah?
Am I able to grab that and see if it helps or anything?
Yeah. So you have the trident in one hand and the head of the other trident head in the other hand.
Okay. Does that help with stats or anything like that? Or
no,
is
it does
still...
not.
Okay.
So you push past the priest and the nurses and run to your comrade's aid, and you get to the door. Just on pure adrenaline, your legs shake a little bit, but when you get there, you lean on the trident and barf again. Take 2 points of damage as your stomach turns inside out.
And I'll call him an asshole.
Excellent. Greyheart just kind of he stops in his tracks as he tosses this guy into this building over here and this guy back over here onto the pile where the other two guys are. And these ones are continuing to stab at him. And he looks at you and he just kind of shakes his head and he says, "Oh, Sorochin," because Sorocha was the fake name. He says, "Oh, Sorochin, I am doing you a mercy this day. Come and meet your end." And that's the end of Vince's turn. Murgatroyd, your turn.
I'll run up and just try to hold him, I guess.
Excellent. Okay, run up and do a grab, which is your strength versus his reflex.
Oof.
No, you're just you still have diplomacy and your shield in your hands, so you're trying to grab him with a hand that's mostly covered in shield and hook diplomacy around him to hold him, but it's too weird of a situation to try and hold on to him that way. Elliot, your turn.
I'm just checking on something. I want to find which of my attacks slows or knocks them prone. Okay, well, this will have to do. Okay, so I'm going to run up, and I want to just... I'm guessing that the stage is chest height sort of thing? 4 or 5 feet high?
Correct.
Okay, I'm going to run up and kind of jump and just roll across it, like Ong-Bak style.
Okay, acrobatics check, please. I'm going to say DC 15. That is a crit fail. So, got a bump point to save your bacon?
Nope.
All right, so you go to roll into this section of the stage, but one of the boards that you put your weight onto breaks, and you end up falling prone and into this pile of rubble right here.
Okay, can I sacrifice my standard for a move and get up?
Yes.
Is this getting up my whole movement?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm going to spend an action point to... Oh, no, an action point doesn't do another turn, right? It's just another standard?
Yes, but you can sack that stand for a move if you want.
Sure.
Okay.
So each square of terrain counts as 2 squares?
Yeah, in the difficult terrain, yeah. Those guys with the purple cloaks are friendly, so you can move through their squares.
Oh, okay, cool. I just didn't want to... he's not going to attack of opportunity me anyway. I'll go to there. And I don't have anything left to hit him. Can I, as a minor, just try and grab him? Or is that... I guess that's a standard.
Yeah, it was a standard to initiate a grab.
Yeah. That's funny. Crit success and then a crit fail on acrobatics.
Yep. One of your bump points wasn't back-to-back crits, was it?
No,
Too bad.
it's all right.
All right. Greyheart just takes one step forward and says, "Oh, Vince," he says, "I have been following you for a long time. I did not expect you to be this way." He says, Come, and you and I will seek rest together."
No.
Is he done?
Yeah, that's all he's going to do. Jack, your turn.
Good. Jack steps up to the plate, and Jack is going to try to trip him using his axe, since his axe isn't, doesn't seem to be doing any actual damage.
Okay, so that'll be like a bull rush. So do a basic melee attack against his reflex to try and trip him. Nice, you do. Jack steps up with the Casey Jones hooking maneuver with his axe and pulls Greyheart's feet out from underneath him, dropping him down to one side.
And I'm going to try to hug his leg so that he can't get up again, or he's going to have, a hard time getting back up. Basically, I want to make this hard for him.
Excellent. Jack trips Greyheart and then just kind of jumps on top of him. Vince, your turn.
All right.
I'm only on his lower half. You don't have to stab me to get to him.
Yeah. Well, since I'm right there, I'll walk up and, I'll stab at him with my broom.
Right on.
Oh,
I stab Jack.
Make a secondary attack roll against Jack, please.
No,
What did I just say?
Yeah. Through your
I know you're
unfocused
still a
eyes
bit cross-eyed.
and your weakened arms, you're stabbing away, but you just can't hit anything. Murgatroyd, your turn.
I'll go help on the pilot. Just try to
Excellent.
hold him down.
Murgatroyd jumps on the piggy pile. Elliot.
oh man. Okay. I'll move up. Can I occupy the same square as one of these guards, or like kind of push him out of the way so we can get combat advantage with Jack?
Yep.
Okay. And I'll say, Vince, pass me the other trident head, and I'll try for an attack here.
Can I roll to throw it at?
He's right there. You can hand it to him at this distance.
Okay.
It has to be on Vince's turn, or can we do that on mine?
No, you can have it right now.
Okay.
All right. This is an unfamiliar weapon, though, so it's
Yeah.
just a basic attack with no weapon proficiency bonus.
Right.
No, unfortunately, you're like trying to figure this thing out, but you can't get it in your hand satisfactorily enough to make a good stab with it. So you're like, no, abort.
Yeah.
Maybe try again later. All right.
Yeah.
Greyheart, with a strength that seems to come from the earth, like the shifting of tectonic plates, and Murgatroyd, you have felt stone move before where no amount of strength could hold it back, stands up and tosses Murgatroyd 2 squares and Jack 3 squares. And Jack, you're actually going to hit the wall, so please make an acrobatics check. Jack, DC 13.
Wow.
Nice. So not only do you, you're okay.
Can I just jump right off the wall right back at him?
No, but you are not prone. Sorry, Murgatroyd, you're prone. He then stands up just by Agent Smith double punching the ground and getting to his feet, and his hand shoots out and grabs Vince around the throat. Does a 32 hit your reflex, Vince?
Oh yeah.
All right, excellent. His muscular hand closes around your throat for 6 points of damage, and you can feel him lifting you off the ground. Jack, your turn.
I cast Beacon of Hope, and hopefully this will hit. That's versus Will.
Yep, that hits.
Good. Then he is weakened until the end of its next turn, and allies within 3 of me regain 5 hit points. I'll be right there.
Nice, Jack.
And my heals will restore 5 more before end of the encounter. I gotta go.
I think he's just going to get some za. Excellent. Good move, Jack.
Yeah.
Vince, your turn.
So he's got me by the neck, lifting me up.
Yep.
Can I try to stab him in the gut?
Yes, you can. Beauty.
20 versus ace.
You let your hand slide down to the on the shaft of the trident to just below the head, and stab him in the gut. And in that motion, all the bristles fall apart, and the trident is revealed for what it is. Elliot, with your really high perception, you catch a few gasps from the crowd and stuff. But the trident also stops right at his skin. And he reaches down with his free hand and rips the trident out of your hand, throwing it aside. And he says to you, "Do you not think that the first weapon I would make myself immune to was that scarred me?" And he gestures to the marks on his face and tightens his grip on your throat.
Oh, okay.
You can attempt to use your move action to escape.
Yeah, I'll try to struggle.
All right, contest of strength, or you can use your acrobatics versus his reflex, or athletics versus his fortitude.
It's acrobatics, I guess.
No, that doesn't beat his reflex. So you're trying to struggle free, but you just can't quite get out of that iron grip. Murgatroyd, your turn. Oh, and that's one turn, so lose a point of breath. I think you can hold your breath as high as your constitution.
So he mentioned that he's immune to weapons or something?
He's immune to that, like Vince's trident. I don't know if that means like all Eladrin Nazi weapons, but that one for sure.
Yeah, so make the blue bar, Mitch, your O2 bar, and it's your total is whatever your constitution score is, 4. Or it was 5, but now you're down to 4. I get it. His exact words were, "No earthly weapon can harm me," and everybody's weapons seem to just be bouncing off of him, except for Elliot's weapon. And you can go ahead and make a history check for me there, Murgatroyd. Good news is that it's dwarven history, so there's something about that. There's something about blood steel and earthly weapons.
Diplomacy, not it's bloodstone, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll use my minor action to ask Elliot to hold his bloodsteel dagger to the dude's back, and I'll hit it with my hammer.
All right, you're going to hold action. Elliot's turn
Yeah.
is right after your turn anyway, so...
Okay, well, if he does it, I'll whack it.
Don't miss and hit my hands. Why don't I just, give you my dagger? You've got a stupid high strength. You'll be able to drive it in, right? Or
I feel
what?
like I'd be betraying my weapon.
Okay. Alright, let's give it a shot. I'm game. So I will...
Just let go at the last second.
Sure. Yeah, I'll, use my... I don't know what kind of action this will be, but I'd like to use all of the other actions that I have to, make it as easy for Murgatroyd as possible to not break my hands.
Excellent. Make a dexterity check at DC 13.
Oh, God.
You succeed. So, Murgatroyd, you'll get +2 on the IQ check that you're going to make to hit that dagger with diplomacy. And your check is going to be at a DC 16. Unfortunately, you missed diplomacy, but unless it's a crit fail, I'm not going to have you hit Elliot. So you can still hit Greyheart if you want.
Sure, I guess.
Okay. What attack would you like to use to hit Greyheart?
I want to use my Reaping Strike, since it can't miss.
Excellent. Yeah, beauty. You slam diplomacy into his back, and the fire runes glow brightly, and the flame cascades out around his shoulders and creep down his arm towards Vince's face, illuminating it in that orange glow. It doesn't burn Vince, but now, Vince, you're staring down the arm of this terrible monster who is burning from the back. Greyheart will, I'm going to say, he will... Which one of you is being the most annoying here? It's going to be Elliot. So Greyheart will pivot around on his foot and grab Elliot by the chest. Does a 30 hit your reflex, Elliot?
Oh, yeah.
All right, and then he is going to throw Elliot. So this is, again, versus your reflex. 29 versus your reflex.
Yeah, it's a hit.
All right, and you don't have any dazzle, so he gets to throw you 3 squares. Let's say from his starting point, so 1, 2, 3. He's going to throw you down the stairs and to there. So please make an acrobatics check, Elliot, to avoid another crit fail. That is unfortunate for Elliot, who lands on his neck and takes, gross, to 17 points of damage.
Jesus.
You guys hear a disquieting crunch as Elliot kind of crumples to the ground from being tossed by Greyheart, who also squeezes his hand around Vince's neck. But because he's weakened, Vince only takes 3 points of damage from the squeeze. And lose another point off your O2 bar, please, Vince. Jack, your turn.
Would Vince be bloodied at this point?
Oh, yeah.
Or the equivalent of bloodied?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not.
Oh, wow. Good for you, Vince.
1.0.
Well, that changes what I do. I'm, going to I'm going to physically try to pry open the guy's hands.
All right.
So that he's not choking Vince, or at least not as much.
Contest of strength. Oh, I rolled really low. 24. No. Try as you might, even with your big beefy minotaur fingers, you can't pull his fingers apart.
Was that a standard action?
Yes.
Yes.
And you had to move to get up close enough to do that. Vince, your turn.
I'll use my move to try to get out.
Okay.
Not happening.
That's unfortunate.
Oh, God.
I'm going to say lose another point off your O2 bar.
Can I use my other move action to do it again, or
Yes.
crit fail is?
I think that the crit fail being losing
God.
points off your O2 bar was enough. I need to see it,
A
though.
1, and then
You
a 2.
are truly cursed tonight.
Yep.
Maybe you do need some cocaine.
That's the second time I rolled a crit fail and then followed it up with a 2.
Yeah. That's weird. I rolled 2 crit fails, too. We started off strong.
So yeah.
No.
Would you like to try and say anything to him, or just glark?
Yeah, I'll gargle.
All right. You guys all look up at Vince as her eyes are starting to bug out. Her feet are kicking wildly in the air, and she's clawing frantically at the hand that's gripping around her throat. Murgatroyd, your turn.
I'll go beside him. Can I just smash his hand?
Yes, but if you crit fail, you're going to hit Mitch. You're going to hit Vince.
Yeah, that's fine.
No crit fail. Excellent. You bring diplomacy down, striking hard for 15 points of damage. I'm going to see if that's... yes, I'm going to say that that's enough. You break his hold. So you smash him...
And also for his fire.
Yes.
That does anything.
It does. Fire cascades up his arm. The fire doesn't seem to hurt him, but you do burn off Vince's eyebrows. The freshly grown back eyebrows that Vince had just got after being at Gardmore Abbey are now singed and curled, and a bunch of Jack's fur, because Jack is also right there, and the mix is also singed and curled. And Vince, you drop to your feet and kind of shakily gasp for air through your throat. So put your O2 bar back up to full. And Elliot, your turn.
So he's okay. Well, I'm gonna stand up because I assume I was knocked prone.
Yeah, after that wipeout, you were definitely prone.
And I'll move, and I don't think I can do anything else. Oh, I'll neck a potion.
All right, you're moving to that position?
Yep.
Okay, excellent. Greyheart looks perturbed. No, more perturbed. Greyheart looks furious. And he's just, you're just delaying the inevitable. And you can see him shake visibly with rage, and faint red glowing lines trace where his veins are under his skin as he begins to quiver ever so slightly, and you can sense a little bit of heat radiating off of him, and the ashiness increases as each of his movements produce cascades of what looks like the skin kind of burning off from the inside out. And in a flurry of attacks, he punches Murgatroyd, Jack, and Elliot. Murgatroyd, that is 36 versus your AC. Jack, that is 44 versus your AC. And Elliot, that's 32 versus your AC.
I think we all got punched.
Yeah.
All right, Murgatroyd, you take... 18 points of damage, and you fly back 2 squares. 1 and then 2 would make you hit the wall, so please make an acrobatics check to avoid taking damage from slamming into the wall. 2, so you hit the wall, take a further 4 points of damage from slamming into the wall. Jack, you take 13 points of damage, and you are flung back into the wall with more force than Murgatroyd, so please make an acrobatics check to avoid taking extra damage. It's DC 13 on these acrobatics checks. Oh Jesus. God. Jack, you take, oh my God, 21 points of damage, Jack, from being slammed into the wall. Yes, we'll get to that in just a second. Elliot, you take 17 points of damage, and you fly back 3 squares. Please make an acrobatics check to avoid wiping out hard on that landing again.
If I crit fail here. Oh, there we go.
Excellent. So you're still prone. All 3 of you are prone, but Elliot, you don't take any damage. You're able to roll with it. All right, and he turns back, and his hand whips out to grab Vince's throat again. Does a 38 hit your reflex, Vince?
Yep.
I bet it does. All right. Take 5 points of damage and lose a point off your O2 bar. And yes, you then call inwards to Kshatriy in your head. And Kshatriy comes back to you and is like, yeah, baby. Kshatriy will set you free. You will live forever. Come with me into the plane of bliss and cocaine, baby. We'll party forever and ever. All you gotta do is let go.
We'll both be dead if you don't help.
Ooh, Kshatriy's not dead. Kshatriy can't die, so long as there are people in the world who love to party.
Huh. Well, it looks like I'm gonna die now.
Ooh, you don't have to die. Come with me. Come with me and party forever. Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna be doing that.
All right. Greyheart kind of shakes you by the throat until your eyes reopen and focus on him, and like he was trying to get your attention. And he says, "No," he says, "you have to see it. You have to look me in the eyes. Our fates are intertwined. He says, you made me who I am. Your family set me on this path, and it's only by your blood that I can be set free."
Can I barf?
Yes, you can barf, except he's squeezing your throat, so like only a little bit of bile and nastiness comes out and glorps onto his hand.
Does it gross him out?
It grosses him out a little bit. He sneers, and he says, "Do you know how many Sorochans I have ended? Time after time they have had the opportunity, but no one, not one of you, could finish what you started."
Like, plug one nostril and, like, hawk a bloody loogie at him.
Bro.
He sneers at you and he says, "Your friends have their pitiful attempts to attack me, but no earthly weapon can pierce this skin."
Wait, we don't need to pierce skin.
Eldritch blast him!
I mean, yeah, and I like try to Eldritch blast him while being like wicked choke.
Absolutely. Go for it.
All right.
Right in the eye.
No, hold up one sec.
You can just use the macro that you got. Perfect. All right, you got your hands kind of on his wrists, trying to support your waist and pull it up, but you slide your hand up his forearm and put it on the side of his face, your palm resting against his cheek, and just let the Eldritch Blast rip. The bandages that are on that hand are burned and blown off, and you feel the familiar sting of when you were training to use these abilities and still hadn't quite mastered it, of the fire going off in your hands before you learned how to properly distance itself for safety. But the explosion going off in the side of his face and the purple eldritch fire causes him to stagger backwards. He drops you to the ground so you can restore your O2 gauge. And he staggers back a little bit, clutching his face. And he goes, "Ah! Oh," he says, "yes, I forget that you're a wizard." But he smiles and he says, "Excellent." He says, "No Sorochan yet has gone down without a fight, but they have all gone down."
Can I use my move?
It's not actually your turn. That was just kind of a story thing. Jack's turn.
Great. Jack is going to move up next to Vince, and I'm going to use my daily for my axe.
Okay.
+5 regeneration. No, +10, sorry, regeneration until the end of the encounter, so long as you are next to me. And I'm also going to quickly touch his trident. And
His trident's way over here.
Oh, he doesn't have a weapon?
No.
Never mind then. Was that daily a standard or a minor?
It's a standard.
Okay. I'm going to use an action point, and I'm going to cast Astral Seal at Big, Bad, and Ugly.
Okay. So did you catch that, Mitch? You now have regen 10, as long as you stay adjacent to Jack.
Regen, how much?
10. 1-0.
Dang.
That's amazing. Is that equal to, like, your con mod plus half level, Jack?
The 10? No, it's normally 5, but because of the spell I cast it earlier, adds 5 more to all my healing.
Shit.
Makes it 10.
It's pretty sweet. Okay, yes, your astral seal lights up Greyheart, and you can sense the presence of the Raven Queen, and you sense.
Yes.
This is interesting. The Raven Queen communicates with you and says that yes, this is a creature who long ago should have passed over and been put to rest. We must attempt to facilitate in the death of this creature?
The astral seal will mean that his defenses are down by 2 across the board, and the next person to successfully hit him will get 9 HP back.
Oh, my spelling's bad, but you get the idea there, Jack. Perfect. Okay, after Jack is Vince's turn.
Okay, I'll stay where I'm at and use my daily Curse of the Dark Dream. Oh, it's against will. But slide him 1 square, I guess. On a miss.
Beauty.
I'll just slide him back. Oh, it's a sustain minor, too.
Excellent. Slide him back 1 square. Got it. Murgatroyd, your turn. That hits, though, so you also regain some HP from the Astro Seal.
I will weapon charge him. Just a shield bash.
Excellent. Yes, you run up and slam into Greyheart, pushing him back a square and knocking him prone. Nobody messes with Vince. Elliot, your turn. Greyheart has been knocked right by where you're also lying. Or no, you didn't fall prone.
Oh, I didn't?
I don't remember.
I made my acrobatics check.
Yeah, that's right.
Whatever.
You weren't hurt, but you still had to roll with the blow. We just didn't put a token on you to show that you're prone. But okay, yeah. So now Greyheart is.
Can I just?
Yeah, you can roll onto him.
Yeah, I just want to roll onto him and stab him. Do I get minuses to stab while prone? And can I do any of my dailies or anything?
Yeah, you can do a daily.
Thing.
And you'd get minuses for being prone, but then pluses for him being prone. So I'm going to say it just equals out.
So yeah, 20 versus AC, probably not hit.
Sorry, I was typing Jack. Typing something to Jack. 20 versus AC.
That's okay.
Sure, it hits. You slide your dagger easily through his flesh, but once again, when you pull it out, it heals as though there's no mark, like stabbing into a dartboard.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right.
I know what to attack him.
Great. Greyheart is going to, on his move, just stand up. Did you straddle him, Elliot, or did you just rolled over?
I asked if I had to roll over, because ideally I would just reach out and stab him and then use my move to stand up, but...
No, that's fine. That worked for me. Sorry, I was talking
great.
something to Jack, so I was a little bit confused. Perfect. So
it's okay,
then,
take your time.
Yeah, Greyheart just kind of stands up, and he's still faintly glowing and therefore moving with incredible speed. So he will backhand Elliot before he starts to move away. That's 32 versus your AC, Elliot.
He'll take... Yes, that hits, and he also takes 3 damage for attacking me.
Perfect. So as he's backhanding you, you flip the dagger around and slice the bottom part of his arm, and you can feel the blade go right through the skin and slide along the bone, but it just heals up perfectly right afterwards.
Can I attempt with a dex or a strength check to hold the blade in him or let go of it as it catches?
Yes, you can attempt to do either one of those two things.
I want to try and hold it. I'm guessing holding would be a strength check, and leaving it so it stays in would be a dex check.
Yep.
I'll try and leave it so it's... no, I'll try and hold it. I might beat him.
All right, contest of strength. I got a 22. Oh, you were so close.
Man. I can use my heroic resolve.
Okay.
To add 4 to that check.
Okay.
Excellent. Yeah.
Beauty, yeah. So as he's backhanding, you flip the dagger up, slam it into the bone. Unfortunately, it's not going to stop his attack, so he's still going to hit you.
Yeah.
So you take 13 points of damage and fly back 3 squares. 1, 2, 3. You're going to pinwheel across the top of this staging unless you make an acrobatics check.
Aha!
Excellent. So you don't take any damage, but you are prone, and you're on top of the staging there. And when
Can
you
I
go,
shoot something?
yeah.
Elliot, toss me your knife.
I don't think I have any turns left, but if I have any actions, I'll throw it at Jack.
You probably have a minor action.
Sure.
Excellent. So you totally discombobulated and you just landed and now you're prone and everything like that, but you can throw your dagger at Jack. I'm going to say it's a DC 18 dexterity check.
No problem.
Nice. All right, Jack. Now to you, it's a DC 16 dexterity check to catch it without cutting yourself.
I am also bloodied.
Unfortunately, Jack, you grab it by your index finger and thumb close around the hilt, but your pinky finger and the bottom part of your hand close around the blade of the knife and take 4 points of damage to your hand. It is very badly cut. Your deeper red minotaur blood drops out in big bloplets onto the stone next to you. All right, so that was Greyheart did a move and his first attack to do that, and then he'll do his other standard action to, I guess, charge Murgatroyd. And he's just going to bear down on you, Murgatroyd. He's going to bear down on Murgatroyd. And double axe handle, so he's got both of his fists raised over his head, and he's just going to drive Murgatroyd into the ground. 36 versus your AC, Murgatroyd. Nope, sorry, 46 versus your AC, Murgatroyd.
Yep. That hits.
17 points of damage, and then you're just driven straight into the ground. So I guess you can make an acrobatics check to fall and pancake and not take that much damage, but you're still going to take... Oh, but you only go 2 squares. So make an acrobatics check for me, please, at DC 13. Yeah. You fail. So take a further 4 points of damage for collapsing into a heap at his feet. And then he'll just step over you and go back up to Vince. But that's all of his attacks and everything he can do. Jack, your turn.
I am going to empower the dagger with Augment of War, pass it to Vince and tell him, stab him with this, and then I'm going to...
Oh, we lost you.
Oh, sorry. I'm augmenting the knife with Augment of War so that all attacks made with it will do 4 more damage.
That's awesome.
And then I'm going to pass it over to Vince, tell him, him, use this to stab him. It will work in your hands only. And then I'm going to heal myself.
Okay. Vince, Jack passes you the dagger. Elliot's bloodsteel dagger that has been all over the Saddlewood and everywhere. And it's your turn, Vince.
I able to use a dagger?
I'm
Is that
unsure.
What's your
here.
class?
Everyone
Warlock.
can use a dagger. Literally every
suppose.
class can use a
Yeah,
dagger.
you can use a dagger.
Alright, so would that be like a basic melee attack?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah, because you don't have any abilities to use with weapon.
Right.
So basic melee attack. So it'll be D20 plus strength mod plus proficiency bonus is a 3 plus half level.
Does he get the, because he's proficient in daggers, does he get the +2 to attack with it?
Yes, because it is a magic weapon.
Gotcha.
Nice. All right, Vince. As Greyheart is kind of lumbering towards you, you whip the dagger around into reverse grip and stab downwards like a classic horror movie style into his chest. He pauses for a second and looks surprised and looks down at the weapon, and you can see a thin line of dark blood coming down his chest, and he kind of gasps and looks up
God
at you.
has spoken. And God says, you are to be put to death.
Yeah. And just for story-wise, anything like that, as you do that, his hand shoots up and he's going to grab you around the throat again, Vince. Does a 25 hit your AC?
Yeah.
I mean, reflex. All right, so his hand closes around your throat, but your hand is gripped around the dagger in his chest. Murgatroyd, your turn.
I'll pop my boundless endurance since I'm bloodied. I'll start regenning.
Okay.
That's like a free action.
Yep.
And then I'll do I get attacks of opportunity as long as I stay around him, right? I don't.
He's not looking at you. He doesn't care anymore.
Alright, I'll walk around in front of him and then hit him, and then my minor action, I'll spit on him.
Okay.
Be like, leave him alone.
Excellent. Yeah, you slam the diplomacy into his guts again, but once again, you get that same familiar sensation of just hitting solid stone, which for you is not too bad. You're used to the sensation of the rock feeding back up the shaft of the hammer, but your weapon doesn't seem to hurt him at all, and he's just staring venomously into Vince's eyes.
As long as it's satisfying for me.
Yeah, Elliot, your turn.
Okay. So since the stage is kind of higher up, can I roll to the edge of the stage, roll off, and land on my feet?
Yes. And rolling will just cost you twice the move. So that was 1, 2, 3, but you're on your feet.
Yep. Okay. Oh, I assumed like that was going to be the end of my move. Okay.
No, that's just 3.
And I'll stay here and potion.
Okay. All right. Greyheart will use all of his actions to squeeze Vince's throat. So take 3 points off your O2 gauge, Vince, as he shakes the life out of you, and you can feel your oxygen slipping away. Your blood is pounding behind your eyes as your vision is fading around the areas, giving you around the circumference, giving you like a vignette effect. And you're staring into his eyes, and he's staring into your eyes. Jack, your turn.
Jack's going to cast
Okay. Excellent.
versus reflex.
Yeah, Greyheart is once again lit up by the astral seal.
Okay. Next person to hit him gets 9 HP back.
Vince, your turn.
And Vince, have you been regaining your HP each turn?
No, last turn. So like 10 per turn?
Yep.
Yep. So
Jesus.
long as you don't move away from me.
Yeah, I'm at like full HP.
Excellent.
You might still want to stick beside me because he hurts.
Yeah. Is my knife still in him?
Yes, it is.
Well, can I like slide it up? Or
Yes, you can. Make a strength check.
Or
And I'm going to say the higher you get on the strength check, the more damage you'll do. Starting at 10, so 10 to 12 is 1 point of damage. 12 to
strength,
14.
ability.
Yeah,
mod.
so D20 plus strength mod plus half level. Nice. All right, so yeah, you pour what little bits of strength you have in your body, which feels remarkably healthy hit points wise, but a shambles of a wreck everywhere else wise. But still, you focus all of your will and all of your strength and energy onto that dagger and slide it up, and you can hear it click through the last rib that you broke when you set it in there in the first place, and it notches up against the next rib, which you see Greyheart kind of catch his breath and his eyes focus a little bit wider, and he burbles a little bit as some spit and flecks of blood come out of his mouth, and his grip on your throat tightens, crunching more, lose another point of O2. But then are you still breathing? Yeah, okay, good. In that instant, as he tightens up, though, it loosens, and you drop to your feet. And he staggers back a step. Do you leave the dagger in him, or keep it in your hand so it pulls out?
Pull it out!
Or fine though.
Keep
I'll
it.
pull it.
All right. You pull the dagger out, and he kind of staggers back this way. And he puts his hand up to his chest where the blood is flowing out, and you see around the wound his skin is turning pale and pink, like back to normal skin color. And he kind of drops down to one knee and looks up at you, and his eyes clear. The gray of the gray of the pupil reveals a fair blue underneath, as he blinks as though seeing for the first time, and looks at you in your face, now flush, full of healing surges and the blood rushing back into your face after being choked. And he looks at you and he says, "I know you. You were there. You were there on that day. You let me go." He coughs and a little bit of blood comes out. He smiles. He says, but then you're not her. And then he reaches out his hand towards you and he says, "There is another Sorocha," and falls dead.
Oh, man.
Sick. Was he
That's-
blooded?
He was blooded.
Yay! Vince, you're gonna get so many bonuses.
You get some more blood points too. I'll mark it down in the sheet and stuff.
From especially for
I got a
wielding the
question.
bloodsteel.
Yeah, and that reminds me too, Murgatroyd, because you leveled up, you got some more blood powers too, so you get your original blood power back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you get your sweet poison resist back and everything.
Sweet.
Excellent.
I got a question.
Okay.
Catching the dagger, does that count as catching a ranged attack?
No, because it wasn't hostilely thrown at you.
Damn.
You would have taken a lot more than 4 damage if I'd thrown it at you.
So, Elliot, you look down at this form who now in death, the gray skin is retreating and shrinking back onto the bones, and he's starting to look like, a corpse that's been around for a long, long time. And your ears hear the faint and very pleasant to you sound of gold tinkling onto stone.
Ooh. Yeah, I'll grab that.
All right. When his left hand kind of fell limp to the ground, a ring slid off of his thumb. It just kind of went unnoticed before because most of it, his hand was clenched for most of the time. But it's a beautiful golden ring inlaid with some type of shiny silver metal. Your guess is that it's either electrum or mithril or something like that. But it is a beautiful elven pattern of vines intertwining around this ring.
Nice.
Can I work my magics on it?
Yes, you can. Vince kind of steps towards you now that the adrenaline's gone, back to shaky legs. But even through your cocaine rehab brain, Vince, you still nail the shit out of that Arcana check. Nicely done. That is a very powerful magic ring. It is a giver of life.
Sick. All right, I'll pocket it, and I'm gonna go over and retrieve Vince's trident. Is this crowd still here? Like, are there a ton of people watching?
Yeah, they're not like all of these merchant type dudes kind of fled to a safer distance once the fighting started, but they are all watching. And when they these guards, these human guards that are close by, when they see you pick up the trident, they have a mixture of getting into defensive positions and looking at you with like curiosity and disgust and fear.
Are they
Yeah,
human?
I was expecting that.
Yeah, they're all
So
human.
I'm gonna step up onto the stairs. Now the stage would have more effect. So I'm gonna hold the trident and step up onto the stage and say, like, hold it up and say this: the sins of our fathers are not our own. This weapon was wielded by a truly evil force, but this hero, and I'm going to point to Vince, has committed nothing but noble acts. They have saved my life and the lives of dozens, if not hundreds, of innocent people. Vince and the rest of the Rod Stewards stopped the Lich that was destroying the continent last year. Vince has killed demons with this weapon. Vince stopped the army of the undead in the north with this weapon. Through all of these acts,
I'll groan really loudly and be like, "Coke," and I'll go back to the room.
Yeah, and I'll go tend to him.
All right, you get a, I don't know, a mixed smattering of applause, right? It's the kind of thing of like at the end of World War II when they're like, we stopped the war, but we dropped a nuke on some places.
Yeah,
right?
no,
so it's like
I
we
know.
did all these great things, but we still used napalm and white phosphorus and terrible, terrible weapons to achieve these goals, right? So the people in the crowd that are like, yes, the ends justify the means, they applaud, and the real Puritans in the crowd are kind of just like, right, you know. They'll applaud the fact that you're the Rod Stewarts and that you guys did just defeat a crazy maniac that had, injured a couple of the castle guards.
Yeah, no, I did expect to win everybody over. I just figured it was appropriate.
Right on.
And I'll grab some straw if there's like hay on any of these carts and try and return it into a broom.
Yeah, there is.
Sure. Not that anybody cares anymore, but oh well. Okay. Well, sick. We took down Greyheart.
Yeah, you finished Vince's life goal.
Anywho. Vince, how you feeling?
Vince has already...
Let's go on with this ritual.
Shuffled back into the room and laid down on the bed, where the nurses came in immediately and, started bandaging whatever wounds you had from fighting Greyheart. Although none, because Jack's sweet regen ability, yeah.
Yeah, I think Jack's in worse shape now than he is.
Yeah, so there's another...
What was that?
One like me.
Yeah, you've got
yes.
Sibling or Dualadrin also live for hundreds of years like the elves.
I believe so.
So it could be like a parent or something. But it could be like a cousin, right? Like Sorocha is like the family name, so it covers a lot of ground, right?
No.
No? Oh, so it's just like
I said yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Sick.
All right, so
Yes, that has been.
You collect your dagger, Elliot, and after disguising the trident as the broom, and step back towards the palace where Murgatroyd and Jack are just kind of standing there, catching their breath and stuff. And you hear a voice from the crowd like, "Where's my money?"
Hmm? Oh, man.
No, that's supposed to happen tonight, but it would have been really funny to just keep dropping all these bombs on you.
Yeah, that would have been amazing. Also, like that Mandalorian guy who was hunting herpes finally catches up with us.
If he was here, if herpes was still with us, I would have definitely done that one for sure. But did you all of a sudden realize you're like, oh, that's right, that's tonight, and the wagon still hasn't come in yet.
Oh, I have not forgotten. Oh, man. I mean, that guy could still show up, right? Like, he just knows that Herpes is traveling with the Rod Stewarts. He might find us and be like, where is he?
Maybe.
Oh, well. Anyways. Oh, God. Okay. Well, I am hurting. To take an extended rest, we have to sleep?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I propose that. I'm gonna see if I can grab like a couch in the room with Vince, or go back to the villa and sleep until a few hours before the meeting is supposed to happen. Unless, wait, we don't need... I suppose we could grab our witnesses for that meeting in case we can get it out of this guy that he is dealing with marks. But that's not concrete evidence. That's just like, oh, unless he's got a contract. Yeah, okay. How many hours do you think I have? Like, do I have time for an extended sleep rest?
Oh yeah, it's just like breakfast hasn't even happened yet.
Okay. Then, yeah, I'm gonna extended rest, and my plan is to go grab our witness that I talked to for the thing.
The widow.
Yeah. So, well, guys, that was fun. I'm gonna pass out for a bit.
Yeah, Jack should probably pass out as well, now that Tim is on nursing duties.
Murgatroyd? Oh,
Sorry, I didn't have the headset on. I was finishing my tacos.
nice.
What's up? Sorry.
We're just deciding. Everyone else says they're going to go have a nap. What would Murgatroyd like to do?
I guess drink and nap.
Excellent. Have a drinking nap. Perfect.
So pass out.
Excellent. All right, Elliot, you are gently shaken awake by Peter, the young boy who's been following you around.
I remember. What's up?
He says, "Sir, you asked me to wake you at this time." And he says, "It's almost supper.
Perfect. Thank you.
So go ahead and make an endurance check, DC 13, to have it regain some healing surges. Well, there you go. You can regain your Constitution modifier and healing surges. That goes for everyone that had a nap, even you, Vince.
Do I need to make one as well?
Yes, if you went and had a nap, then you get to make one as well.
I'm gonna spend enough to get me back up to full. I calculated it. Okay. Nice.
Nice. You can regain double.
So, 1.
Double 1 is 2.
You always regain 1, so you regain 2. No matter what your modifier, like your modifier is 0. Is that correct? Or is your modifier 1?
Yes.
Your modifier is 0? So you always regain at least 1. The minimum is 1, right? So you always get healthier.
Yeah, but I was only down 1 from the last encounter, so 1. Unless I can use part of that into regaining some hit points instead.
Yep, you can spend it like a normal healing surge.
Awesome.
All right, so
The day is much better.
yeah.
Let us go get vegetables and prepare for the night's tasks.
Yeah.
There you go. Now you're all at the current level there.
We should remove the extras above us.
Nope, those are my fail-safes. In case I accidentally delete someone, I need to know that I can always come back to this map and find one of your guys' tokens. That's why I put this big current down here. These are the levels everybody's at as of right now, and these are just the tokens if I lose you.
Cool.
There's method in this madness.
I gotcha. Okay, well then.
All right. I'm also going to say that Vince, you wake up in the evening and you feel better. You don't feel completely back to normal yet, but there was no more arguments with Kshatriy. There was no more fighting. You feel that in the banishing of Greyheart and the turning your back on Kshatriy in that moment when it was it was really like a life or death situation where it would have been so easy just to give up and go with Kshatriy, that you have, and with the help of the ritual to banish the demon, exorcise the demon from you, you've kind of turned the page. So your stats can all go back to normal. You stay at the HP and healing surges that you're at now, but you feel stronger. Okay. You guys look at Vince and she looks healthier. All right, there's a little bit more meat on her bones, like miraculously, as though a demon, a cocaine demon, has been expunged from her body.
Time to drink. I'll hand him some liquor. Her.
Yeah.
No, and
Time
Jack
to
will
fight the
slap
liquor
it out of
demon.
his hand. Give it 2 days.
What?
Doctor's orders.
Oh,
I'd be like, emergency meeting in the closet.
Excellent. So you guys can fill Vince in on what the situation is while I go grab a quick drink.
what the situation is.
Yeah.
There
no,
is
yeah.
ghost ship.
Elliot's trying to get us to go fight a ghost ship so he can save his brother.
Yeah.
There's like a hit on him because he's like pretending to be the king of the city.
He is the king of the city.
Right.
He's
I'm
just
totally down. If I can ring.
he just got it by not so savory means.
That's some excellent pretending.
I don't know. It's pretty savory means considering how most people get to become king.
True.
Very little
Not so-
bloodshed in comparison to, how most kingdoms have been seized in the past.
So, in a non-traditional manner is how he got it.
Yeah. Not traditional for the place.
Some would call that unsavory.
But I meant tell Vince what you're about to do right now.
Oh. So we met with a representative from the ghost ship, and it turns out that they've got a hit out on the king, and so we are we're kind of posing as like the contact for them. So we're meeting them in order to quote unquote give them the 50,000 gold in order for them to perform the hit. So the plan right now is to see if we can interrogate this guy and find out more information, because it looks like we're just gonna have to assault the Leviathan. Because ideally we were hoping for like proof of this in order to what's the word I'm looking for? Bring down whoever's ordered the hit. But it seems like we're not going to get that evidence, so probably just going to have to fight.
Okay. I mean, I'm always down for fighting.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a few little ideas for things we're going to try with this guy in order to get the DNA evidence and whatnot, but yeah, we're going to see how it goes. So ideally, we're going to put Arwen and, Arwen up in like a hidey place to get him if he starts to run away. And Jack and Murgatroyd inside to just kind of hold him if we can get him inside. Your Eldritch Blasts are ranged, right?
Correct.
Oh, and you can teleport, so you could nab him if he started to run.
Yep.
Sick. Okay. How you feeling, by the way?
Better, but not great.
Yeah. You kicked ass in that fight.
Jack shoves an apple at him.
Ugh.
Apple Day will keep me away.
Ugh. Try to eat it.
It's pretty gross. I mean, it's no cocaine.
Right.
Clearly, we will have to turn it into apple pie.
With some cocaine on it.
I guess
So
you
do
should...
we still need to do this ritual thing, or am I pretty well all better?
Nope, the ritual's done.
Oh, okay.
And the the priest, the head priest of Halen, this guy, Father Sexton. He
I guess we should ask how much we owe them.
he says, well, a charitable donation to the church would be wonderful. He says, we it's the holy way. We'll leave it to your discretion.
Okay.
He says, why not join me for breakfast tomorrow, and we'll sort it out.
Please let me take you out to a nice, like, well, do I know the name of some nice restaurant in town? I'll tell him to meet me there.
Yeah, from your previous visit here, and you had a couple days to bum around the city, so yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell him to meet me there.
This is very
Jack will consult with Elliot as to what may be an appropriate amount of compensation.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, Jack and do, like, an insight check if need be.
Yeah, based on the materials used and the number of people working, and
then cut it in half. And say, like, oh, it's really great, exposure for you and your god. They'll go for that.
Yeah, no.
Exposure.
Their
funny.
god is more exposed than my god.
Hey, free publicity is free publicity.
Yeah, I completely spaced on the beliefs and teachings of the Raven Queen, but it's a good thing that we remembered, and wonderful coincidence that she was who she was. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you that stuff I told you, Jack.
Yes. Jack has never forgotten the Raven Queen.
Yeah,
He might have strayed, but
her being
he never forgot.
the keeper of the dead, right? And I was just like, oh yeah, that makes total sense that she would know this and know that. And anyway, it just worked out. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So,
Jack got word from God. It was great. Jack wants to do that more.
You talked to some voices and they told you to stab the monster as hard as you could? Yeah, I can see how
in
you'd
much
need
more
divine
words.
I can see how you'd need divine intervention for that.
Specifically, fancy knife must be wielded by creator.
Yeah.
Well, more like fancy weapon. And apparently my weapon was the wrong kind of fancy.
I'm just busting your balls.
You couldn't even if you wanted to try.
A nice one. All right. So you guys gear up and are excited to have Vince by your side once more. And you tell Vince that it's actually been quite a while since she was both conscious and helpful.
Yeah, there was a long time of Vince being in rough shape, I guess.
So yeah, you tell Vince that it's been 20 days since you left Five Peaks.
Jeez.
And for the last 4 days, you have been catatonic.
Damn. Felt like no time at all. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
But excellent. It's wonderful to step out into the warm summer evening air of the 21st day of the 7th month, which now brings us to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6.5 weeks till Grogfest.
I was gonna say we need that in our actual, in a way we could understand it, Grogfest related.
Yeah, 6.5 weeks till Grogfest.
There.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can get this shenanigans with the Leviathan finished before Grogfest.
I don't think it'll take us 7 weeks.
Your brother comes up and says, I have a 7-week long mission for you guys.
7.5.
Yes, you step out into the wonderfully warm summer air, and it's great to have Vince by your side again. Functional and breathing. You can see she's always been very pale, but she's looking better. All right, the thinning hair has come back a little bit except for the scorched eyebrows and the slightly cringed bangs from where Murgatroyd's fiery hammer did its work. But it's still nice to have her back. And as you guys are setting forth from the castle, the king's castle, to go down to the villa that was owned by Dante's uncle, a wagon pulls up from the road that leads to Purell.
Motherfucker! Okay, everybody, that's, that kind of point to the wagon and then point to my nose, for the, like, that's the one. Okay.
It has royal seals on it, and it has, as well as the driver, it has 3 security guards riding on the wagon. And when it pulls up to stop, a squad of another 10 guards kind of run out to the wagon, where several, I'm going to say about 4 very large trunks are unloaded off of the back kind of luggage area of this wagon, which causes the springs and everything to rise up as though that was a lot of weight that just came off.
Oh my god, okay, so it is cash.
And you're watching those trunks being carried in as another very different looking trunk, one that doesn't have the royal seal on it, is it's leather. It's very nice, but it looks more like a lady's suitcase, is handed down from the top. And the door opens and a beautiful woman steps out and kind of looks around a little bit lost. But at that point, Marx's aide comes tittering out of the building like, and he starts speaking rapidly in the Brektur tongue. Do any of you speak Brektur?
I don't think so.
Juricanurian. No.
No. Excellent. So it sounds like... And she says, oh, and he's like, and he kind of looks at you guys with a little bit of a disdainful and knowing and mocking look on his face, like, ha, we win. And escorts her into the towards the house.
This lady's suitcase, it's not also stupid heavy looking?
No, it's quite light, and it and several other like leather-looking valises are being hefted by 2 other guards who are following quickly behind the lady and Marx's aide.
So how many big chests are there?
4.
Oh man. Okay, so that's the cash that's coming in to pay the to pay for the hit. I'm 100% sure, because I'll make sure nobody's listening in, that the Marx, the royal advisor guy, has been waiting for this shipment of a huge amount of gold to come in. My money's on it being the money that's paying for the Leviathan to kill the king. I know it. Everybody with me?
I lost the last bit there.
You heard what I said though? That's the money the royal advisor is going to pay the Leviathan to kill the king.
Yes, did hear that.
So can we take it?
Jack is a little lost, but
then
because Jack has been busy for the past week.
We have the widow with us, right, John?
No, you haven't had a chance to go get her. You were leaving to go get her when this wagon pulled up.
Balls. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I have the blue bag of holding, and say, okay, I'm gonna go get our witness. You guys follow the aide. Make sure that the chest doesn't leave your sight, because that's like, we need to witness that money being given to the Leviathan. So I'm going to grab our witness as fast as I can.
Yep. It was Arwen that had gone to get the judge, wasn't it?
Yes.
Would she have gotten back with said judge?
Well, it's the clerk.
No, yeah, she didn't get the judge.
Or yes, the clerk.
The clerk is with Arwen, probably at the villa.
Okay.
I'll say forget it. I'll run and grab the our witness. Just don't let those chests get out of your sight.
Excellent. Elliot sprints off into the night. And the three of you are left kind of staring at these guards, laboring under the weight of these chests. There's 4 to a chest, and still they're like, Jesus Christ, it's like watching pallbearers carry some coffins. And they take them through the front kind of security gate of the castle and head towards a room that I guess you guys have been here for a few days, so you've kind of been given a little bit of a tour and stuff around. Inside the main security gate, you've passed through into like the main courtyard where Valhalla Kazam put on his big show, and once you're in there, you can actually enter the castle proper. But first, there's another little guard tower, which is also the armory, and you can see that's where these guys are taking the chests in.
And we're just tailing them?
If you like, yeah. You can walk into the courtyard, it's fine. You can see that the aide, whose name is, we're going to call him Greco, just kind of leads the very fancy-looking lady into the castle itself, and the luggage bearers follow them in. But the guys carrying the chests go to the armory itself. Once they're inside, the doors close and you can't see what's going on inside there. But shortly thereafter, the doors open and those guards walk back out, and they nod at the 2 guards that are always stationed guarding the armory. And those guards close the door behind them, lock it, and then kind of disperse. They wave at you guys, give you the thumbs up. Because most of the people around here actually like you guys. All right, Elliot, as you run through Lufa, heading towards the Villa Nash to find Grace, you... yeah, first time ever, Jack. Somebody actually likes you.
Hey, people liked him in Winter's Haven.
That's true. That priest actually liked him, too. And probably still does.
And the kids.
That's true.
And those elves that escorted him out, kind of like it. Everybody likes Jack.
And the orcs. The orcs hate everybody, but Nutsack actually liked Jack at the end.
Yeah, it took a little bit of work.
After a little bit of work. But hey, he liked you enough to give you the card from the deck of many things that he had, so.
Yeah.
Anyway, Elliot, as you're kind of running down the hill, you pass by the villa where you can hear inside Arwen being like, No, that's bad. That's a bad dog. What the heck's her dog's name? Amicus. That's a bad Amicus. That's bad. No, stop that. Put that down. Oh, and then you hear like a crashing sound, and he's like, oh, come back here. Right. Sounds of someone trying to train a wild animal to be their pet. But anyway, and then you kind of run past a shop that's a little ways down, and you see 2 figures standing in the doorway of this shop that you're just like, adventurers? They're like, but do a little bit of a double take, and you're like, no, they're just pirates, but they look like adventurers. One of them's an elf, and the other one's a very muscular-looking humanoid, and they don't look like your typical sailors. They look more like adventurers.
And where are they?
They're just kind of hanging out in a doorway of a closed shop, just kind of chatting. I mean, the human is rolling up a smoke, and the elf is cleaning his fingernails with a piece of wood that he picked up from somewhere, just kind of scraping the thing out. They look at you, and the human gives you the chin up bro, like what's up nod.
Yeah, I'll do the non-committal, like, running by wave. How far away from the palace am I?
I think it was like 7 minutes of normal walking to the palace. You're close.
I'll do a really quick, like, look up and down this street to see if there are any other figures while I'm running.
Excellent. Yeah, you do. You look up and down the street, and you're like, yeah, there's another guy who's clearly an adventurer, and he's sitting like on the curbside a few houses down, and he's got a little guitar out, and he's playing it. But, lying next to him, kind of, not hidden, but not so as most people would notice it, is a longsword in a sheath and everything like that. But he's just kind of tootling away on his guitar. And you look up, and you're casting your glance up and down the street, and you look up onto the rafters of a house, and you see a shadowy figure just kind of disappear over one of the gables of the house. Like you see his hip and leg pull himself up onto the house, and he looks back over down the street, and it's like a hooded, very roguish looking figure. And you're like, oh man, this is and then you run past an alleyway, and you see a group of 4 guys just kind of in the alleyway, and they're talking in hushed forms to each other. And then one of them kind of looks around and is like, it's too dark, and he raises his hand, and a light spell goes off in his hand and lights up, and you can see one of them has open a piece of paper that looks like a crudely drawn map. And the guy who cast the light spell looked up as you kind of run past the mouth of the alleyway and just kind of watch as you go.
How far am I from the Nash house?
Not far. Another maybe 7 minutes running.
Christ, and then it's going to be like 15 minutes to get back.
Running, yeah. By the streets, you can try and parkour and cut down that time, but that's going to make some athletics and acrobatics rolls.
Okay, I'm going to like sprint the I don't know, athletics check to increase my running.
No, you just sprint and then make an endurance check to see how winded you are. So make three endurance checks, please.
Ooh.
Oh, God. Okay, so you're going to lose 3 healing surges, and when you arrive, you are completely out of breath.
Okay.
Like, so, when you get so winded that your skin is blotchy?
Yep.
Yeah, that's you from that fail. You're almost like, oh, God. No, it's not coming out. Okay, I'm good.
Yikes. Okay. I'm going to try and wheeze out or like just gesture for pen and paper.
All right, the butler says, this way, sir, and he leads you into the same sitting room that you were in before, sits you down and puts down a carafe of water and gives you a pencil and a piece of paper. And he says, the lady will be down in a moment, sir.
Just like wave, just like trying to like convey that we gotta go as fast as possible. And I'll use the time to scrawl out like the assassins in place. Oh God. Yeah, assassins are all in place. Someone keep an eye on the king. Fuck, so many priorities. And I'll stuff it through the bag of holding.
Okay. Murgatroyd, you get we never really said what happens, so I'm going to say that the cord glows faintly for a second, and you know that someone has transferred one thing from the other to your orange bag of holding. Oh, Jay's mowing down on some tacos. So Murgatroyd is too busy munching tacos to notice right away. Oh, there he is. So
I'm doing stuff with the bag of holding?
Yes, the bag of holding blinks so that you know that something has been transferred from one to the other.
Can I inspect what's inside?
Yes, you open it up, and as well as the other clutter and stuff that's in there, you find a note from Elliot that says,
Assassination is... assassins are in place. Make sure King is safe.
So show the assassins where the king is?
The bag bleeps, and Murgatroyd sends you back a note that says, show the assassins where the king is. LOL. Ruffle. Troll face.
I'll scroll back on our way back. Where should I meet you? And where is that freaking widow?
By the king, I imagine? Or like at least in the king's general vicinity?
You're at the palace, but if you want to go and try and find the king, then you can.
Yeah, I'll go try to hang out with him.
All right, the first person you run into is Greco, the assistant, who's kind of coming out of the doors as soon as you're going into the doors, and he kind of looks down at you, and he says, where are you going?
Oh, I'm just looking for the king. I thought of a funny joke. I need to tell
The
him.
interim king, he corrects you.
Oh, right.
He says,
Good thing you corrected me. I almost forgot.
Am I with Murgatroyd at this time?
Yes.
You, come with me, and I'm going to grab him, and I'm going to drag him towards the king as well.
He says, remove your hands from my personage, you beast! All right, he tries to tug himself free, but you're much stronger than him. So yeah, you drag him along to the the three of you. I'm assuming Vince goes with you guys as well. Drag him along to I'm going to say it's Valhalla's room that you end up finding where the king is at. And you hear the sounds of laughter from inside. And when the doors open, you can see Valhalla is kind of jumping up on the bed, waving a rapier around that he pulled down off of something on the wall. And it looks like he was describing some lusty combat to the king, who was laughing, sitting in a chair, really enjoying himself.
Once we get in there, can we just put a chair against the door so it can't be opened?
Yes.
If it's a innie and not an outie.
It is an innie. So, he grabs and as soon as you grab a chair and toss Greco into the room, who's like, "Your Majesty, I must protest." Actually, he says, "Your interim Majesty, I must protest." And the king just ignores him and looks up at you guys and is like, "What's going on? Where's Elliot?"
He's preoccupied.
Murgatroyd's got
protect you. There's some shady folks on the way.
Some doings are transpiring.
I'll hand him
What's
the
he
note.
say?
I'll be like, you can figure it out.
All right, you hand him the note, and Greco's like trying to strain and read over the interim king's shoulder.
Rico, need you. I'm going to grab him, pull him off to the side.
He says, "Keep your hands to yourself, you monster!" And he like spits venomously at you when he says that.
Right now, I am more important than you, because right now, I keep you alive.
Holy shit!
He laughs. Ha! He says, "The day that my life is in the hands of a creature such as yourself is the day that my life is not worth
My
living."
axe is out. My axe is out, and I'm
Okay,
just going to
yeah.
set it on him.
He chokes
I'm going to say-
the last word of that sentence down when you draw your axe.
Now, tell me about this room. Tell me about doors, windows, moving bricks, everything.
All right, he gulps a little bit. Make an intimidate check for me, please. But it's going to be a low DC because that was pretty damn scary. Excellent. Oh, you nailed it. He says, of course. He says, "There is this door." He says, then he points to the closet door. And closet there. This door leads to the lavatory. And there's another door in there for linens. He says, "There's these main windows here. And, of course, behind the wardrobe, there is a secret passage."
Fantastic.
Yeah, Valhalla's like, "Word?" And immediately goes over and starts to move the wardrobe to have a look at the secret passage. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, baby, secret passage. Please tell me this goes to the maid's room. Yeah."
That would be nice. I could get more linens.
The king chortles at that a little bit, but then he holds up the note to Murgatroyd and he's like, "Is this legit? It's going down tonight."
Yeah, I'll nod.
He's like, he says, "All right, well, is it imminent? Do we have time to get down to the panic room? Do I have time to get my wife?"
Do I know where that is?
No, you haven't been given the full tour of where the panic room and everything is like that.
I guess I'll ask him, about how far it is.
He says it's downstairs on the first basement.
Do you know of this secret passage, King?
He says, "Oh, they're all over the palace." He says they lead to little corridors and things like that. I'm pretty sure that we can go from any room on this level to there's a secret passage in the hallway that's just above the main staircase.
Okay, can we get there? Do you figure through these passages?
He says, "Probably. I haven't done too much exploring through them myself." He's like, the room off of the main hallway is it's called the bone closet. It's where the staff goes to, And Valhalla's like, "Oh, we are definitely going there, baby."
Does the secret passage, will it fit a Minotaur?
Jack will have to squeeze, but he can get in there, yeah.
Alright, let's go in the secret passage, see if we can find our way there. All sneaky like.
Alright, Jack will take up rear.
Excellent. Yeah, and you just keep shoving Greco ahead of you?
Yes, the as king assistant man of questionable character, he will be ahead of me.
Perfect.
Since he knows what happens if I decide not to keep him alive.
Okay, excellent. So yeah, you guys are once you get in there, you kind of find your way. It's tight quarters, of course, right? The ceiling in here is maybe only 5.5 feet tall. So, Jack, there's a few moments where your horns are scraping, and you actually have to duck and put one hand on the floor and almost crawl. Murgatroyd, you're just like, oh, pretty spacey. In fact, there's a lot of wasted room up there. Let's put some shelves. But eventually, with the king's help, you will be able to find your way to the quote-unquote bone closet. Elliot, you're sitting there kind of, doing that thing where you tap your heel and your leg just kind of jimmy shakes and you're shaking and shaking and shaking and shaking. You're watching the water glass vibrate Jurassic Park style on the table. You've managed to catch your breath and, you start tapping your fingers and be like, come on, lady, come on. And she still doesn't show up. All right. So eventually the king leads you guys into this, it's like a cramped little room that looks like it could be used for storage of other linens and things like that. But it's dark, except for there is a lantern in here that is not on right now. And the king
Is
says,
it an impressive safe room or like?
No, this is it opens up a little bit, so it goes up to like a 6-foot ceiling in here, and it's wood paneled instead of the rough stone that was everywhere else.
Does it seem safer than Valhalla's room?
It is darker and more enclosed, and if it is in fact a secret passageway, then the only way to find your way into this room is secret. However, you guys left the other door wide open in Valhalla's room, so if someone went into Valhalla's room, they would see the secret door open behind the wardrobe.
Is there just one entrance?
When
No.
we have closed it on our way out.
No one said that, so it's left swinging open. There's the little hallway that you guys came out of, and another one directly opposite that, and then the room that you guys are in, which is like an 8-foot by 8-foot room.
Okay, as long as there's only one entrance, I'll stand by the door.
Well, the king also goes to the door, and he says, if we open this, we can make a quick run down the grand staircase, and behind that is the staircase that leads to the first basement, and from there, it's a quick, direct shot down to the panic room. But I do have to run upstairs and get my wife.
Question.
No, we'll send the Minotaur together.
Would potential assassins have heard of Panic Room?
Thanks, Jack.
The king kind of looks at you, Jack, and goes, "Oh man, they're not supposed to. And whether they know where it is depends on, if this was an inside job." And you can see he casts the quickest of glances towards Greco, who is avoiding everybody's eye contact.
It is probably an inside job. Jack has better idea. Let's keep taking secret passages. Go grab your wife and then leave castle. Because if we go to safe room, they are going to go there.
He says, "Yeah,
But if we
the safe
keep
room
moving,
is really secure. It's easy to defend, and there is an escape route from it."
we have it. Why not just leave castle? Let them waste time trying to find you in empty castle.
But what if they have eyes on the castle and they see us fleeing? We'll be out in the open.
Then we need to make you into servant.
He's like, "Yeah, the old switcheroo. It's been a while since I've
Blackface
done he's like, "It's been a while since I've done a good disguise." And Greco kind of looks at him with a surprised look on his face. And the king goes, "In my youth, playing games of dress up."
So, let us go grab your wife. We should be quick about this. And then go get disguises from servant's place and then leave.
He says, "All right.
Quick.
Very good. There is no way to get up to the next floor through the secret passageways that I know of. We will have to go out into the castle proper."
Is there a servant's set of stairs? Most well-to-do buildings have separate stairs for servants.
Yes, there is.
We should take that then.
All right. I think it's this way, and he starts to go back the way you guys already came, back through the secret passageways. Elliot, you are now up, pacing back and forth across this very lovely carpet.
Just before that, though, Murgatroyd should lead with King pointing direction as needed.
Okay.
Is the butler in the room?
No. But now that you cast about, the very discreet servant that was here before is standing there watching you.
I'm going to say, yes, excellent. I'm glad I spotted you. The lady asked that her horse be prepared.
The servant just nods quietly and slips out of the door.
I'm going to just head... is the stairs that she descended from last time, I'm just going to go up those stairs.
She did not descend from stairs. She came in from doors.
Damn it.
There's no stairs in this room. There's the doors that you came in, and then there's another set of doors that lead out on the opposite wall, and there's a set of like glass doors that lead out onto a veranda.
He did say the lady will be down shortly.
Yes.
And I don't know where the stairs are in this house.
When you entered the main doorway and were led into this side room, you saw a grand set of stairs, as is the style in big manor houses. You enter the main door and there's like a foyer with a big, beautiful set of stairs.
Okay.
That's the only stairs you've seen so far.
I'm gonna run to those stairs and shout, Gracie, you gotta...
Okay.
Miss Nash, and head up the stairs.
All right. You run up the stairs to the landing at the top, and it goes to the left and right. And there are a big, impressive set of double doors. To the left, they're closed, and to the right, they're standing open, revealing a long hallway which is lit by lanterns.
No signs of a struggle or anything. Like, the carpet's probably muddy, but nothing looks kicked in or, like, askew.
No, everything looks clean and lovely. In fact, the carpet where she had tracked in the mud yesterday looked brand new, as though they have got some top-notch cleaners.
Or she just bought new carpet. Awesome. I'm gonna open the double doors.
All right, you open the double
But
doors.
shout before, like, Gracie, we gotta go.
All right, you open the double doors into a darkened hallway, and then you hear a voice from the hallway down the other direction opened up, and she says, My, the impatience of youth. She kind of steps out, swirling a big black cloak around her shoulders, and she's dressed in, like, black clothing, like a black tunic and some strong and sturdy black, like, I would say black leather pants, yeah, and knee-high black boots that are functional. They're not like some high-heel Catwoman boots. She's wearing appropriate stakeout material clothing.
Awesome. I'm gonna give her the thumbs up and say, we gotta go. The assassination has been moved up. The assassins are all over town. Can we take your horse back to the palace?
She says, Of course, I'll have them ready it.
I already did. I took the liberty.
She smiles, and she says, Oh, interesting. She says, You may well make suitor material yet.
Let's go.
Excellent. She follows you down the stairs, not quite as fast as you, but, taking them one at a time. She's an older woman, but she still has some hitch in her giddy-up. She follows you out where they have just brought her horse up to the front gate, and she jumps on and then reaches behind and pats the saddle behind her for you to climb aboard.
Yeah, let's do it.
Excellent. You leap up, make a...
Nature?
Say nature or acrobatics.
Oh, acrobatics. Always.
Excellent. Yeah, with surprising grace, you leap up and straddle the back of the horse, landing in the saddle just behind her, and you have like a little moment of, okay, that is a thing, and let's go. She says, hold on tight, and takes off on the horse with that kind of little bit of a jaunty, smirking flirt, a Jane Lynch type of hold on tight.
Gotcha. Gonna keep an eye out for the assassins, see if like any of them are moving or anything, and check the bag to see if Murgatroyd wrote back.
Excellent. The horse is kicking up sparks on the cobblestones from its shoes as it runs back up the street. You cast about and you see that the alleyway is empty and the rooftops are deserted. The only figures that are still there that were there from before are the two that were standing in the doorway. And as they look up and see you, the human look up and see you guys riding up and past. The human, when he catches your eye and sees who it is, you see like a moment of like fuck, and he flicks the cigarette butt out of his mouth, and he takes off running in the opposite direction, and the elf runs in the same direction following you guys.
Balls. We're way outrunning them on horseback, right? It's
Absolutely,
not like,
yeah. Within a block, you outdistance them.
Okay. I just didn't know if it was like difficult terrain on the streets or like windy roads or something, and we had to go really slow. Okay, cool. Well, that's it for me.
All right, beauty. You guys reach the palace, where by now, the night watch has definitely taken over, so all the torches and lanterns are lit around the palace grounds proper. The guards have been shifted, and now there are 4 guards. You see an interest standing in front of the armory instead of the habitual 2 guards. But you slide off your horse, and Gracie turns to you and she says, "Which way?" She just kind of descends and tosses the reins to a servant there, as though it's completely second nature for her.
Perfect. Just run in, and I'll start to head towards the last place I saw the king.
Perfect. You run to Vince's room, which is, I guess you figured out. And once you get there, you see that the room is deserted, except for Sublime, who is kind of passed out asleep in a chaise longue, with a bottle of wine kind of tucked between his legs and his saxophone lying on the ground right underneath where his fingers are. But the wardrobe has been pushed aside, and there's a secret door behind it.
Perfect. Going in there.
All right, you charge into the secret door, and it's not too long before you kind of charge around and find some other secret doors leading to other rooms. However, they are mostly deserted.
Okay, so like the hallway when we first came in, they were all deserted and everything?
No, but there was just the regular kind of comings and goings in the castle, right? You may have seen Peter, and he was just like, "Oh, welcome back, sir. Okay, very good. I'll be around."
If I saw Peter, I would have asked about that. The delivery from Purell.
He says, "Yes, it has definitely arrived."
Do you know where the cargo, the chests went?
To the armory, sir.
Take me.
Okay. He takes you to a window and points down to the larger kind of guard tower that's inside the main gates here. I'll just draw it super quick here on top of this map. So the main gates of the castle look like shma and shmer, and it leads into a courtyard, and then the castle itself is kind of built around, maybe not so round there, but then dead center here is another guard tower, and that's the armory, right? And then like there's doors that go into the castle here, and doors that go into the castle there, and then like little servants access doors over here, and ways to get into this tower here and here. But this is the big courtyard area where Valhalla Kazam put on his big show. And in fact, there's probably guys right now tearing down from the show, but this is the armory.
Okay, and I'll turn to Peter. Do you know if the chests have come out?
He says, "I don't think so, sir." He says, and look, they've got 4 guards on the door. That's not usual.
Ah, excellent. Okay, then, do you know the secret passages around this building?
He kind of coyly looks down and up, and he says, yes.
It's good. I want you to. Excellent. Okay, go, find the Rod Stewards and tell them we've arrived and we're hiding in we're watching the armory.
He says, "I've seen them, your friends. They've gone upstairs to the king's chambers."
Okay, go, actually, you know what? Stay here and I'll, I don't know if I have any paper or anything left. If I don't, I'll send him to run and get some.
Very good, sir.
And I'll just, because I want to scrawl more notes for Murgatroyd. In any case, we'll try and find a good vantage point to watch the armory while I explain to her that the chests came in with a woman, and I'll describe the woman and ask if Gracie knows who I'm talking about.
She shakes her head, and the description, it doesn't really match anyone she knows, but, she's a lady of high bearing who speaks Brektur. She says, I don't know. She says, I speak Brektur myself. It's a very useful language. So you guys camp yourselves out in one of the rooms, or you just boot open the door and it's unoccupied, and there's windows here that have you're on the second floor now, so you can see the top of this tower, which has like a castellated edge, and a place up there for people to stand, and a wooden trap door that you can see on the very top. So the rest of you found the king led you guys to a servant's room that had a set of back stairs that you were able to go up into another servant's room to then access the third floor landing where the king's chambers are themselves. You were able to get to the king's chambers. The queen was, of course, dismayed and a little panicked to hear that there was about to be an assassination attempt on her husband. She immediately started packing a few very important items that she said she will not leave without. And that's what's going on with you guys.
The things she is packing, can she hold them on her person without bag?
They're going into I don't know, it's like a hockey bag sized bag.
Then we do not have time. You can get them later. They will still be here.
She says, if
and I'm going to look to the
pirates coming, then they may have sticky fingers. These are things that we absolutely cannot leave without. She even goes to the main mirror of her dressing table.
You can leave without them, because if you don't leave without them, dead. And I'm going to look to the king for, help me out here.
The king's like, this is, honey, she says, no, these are our things. These are the marks of our kingdom. She says, do you know how important a royal seal is? And you all kind of look at Murgatroyd for a second.
Yeah, we've got some idea.
She goes over to the mirror of her dressing table and says some magic words, and it swings open to reveal a safe behind it, where she produces a key from around her neck and opens it and starts pulling out some deeds and a very nice lacquered wooden box that's a magic seal and a few other things. Elliot, the young boy shows back up with a fistful of paper that's been written on one side and kind of shrugs at you and hands you a pencil, and at that same time you get a bloom from the bag indicating that there's something that's come through for you.
Reading it.
It's Murgatroyd, and he's just sent you a note that says we're holding up in a secret room while we figure out what to do with this mofo's wife.
Perfect. I'm gonna ask Peter, has anyone seen Marks?
He's a little out of breath. He says, not recently. He was around. I could go find him. He certainly was interested when that very pretty lady showed up.
You don't know who that was, right?
He says, no, I'm sorry, sir. I can find out for you.
That's more important is to find out where Marks is. You and Peter, you are saving a life tonight.
Very good. He gives you a crude little salute, and he runs off.
Okay. Yeah, because if we don't have eyes on him, they might be doing a paper exchange. This is so hard to gauge without information. And I'll say to her, I'm sure I've already relayed the situation. The gold has shown up. We're hoping to catch a representative, meet with Marks, and have the gold handed over. My guess is that the assassins are just in place and they're kind of waiting for a signal to, that the money has changed hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. But you do have your paper and pencil now.
Okay. Gonna write to Murgatroyd that, we're staking out the armory. I have a witness here. we need to know where Marks is.
Okay, Murgatroyd, you get the blim from the bag that indicates that a note has been or something has been transferred. Oh, did we lose Jay again? Those tacos must be delicious.
Hey, sorry.
You get the bloom from the bag that indicates that something has been transferred.
Oh, nice. I guess I'll read it.
All right, you open it up and pull it out, and it's some scrawled poetry. All right, and it says, the blacksmith's wife was rife with strife, but the baker's brothers knew better. And then it has like a bunch of rhyme, like frog, fog, flog, dog, and some stuff scratched out, and then like a little doodle of a flower.
Like, wow, this is retarded.
Yeah, what the fuck, Elliot? And then you flip it over and you see in Elliot's handwriting on the back in pencil, it says, we're staking out the armory. I have a witness here. I forget the third thing you said, Elliot.
We need to know where Marks is.
Ah.
Is Greco last name Marks?
No, but Greco is Marx's assistant.
Oh. I guess I'll go torture him a little bit. And be like, where's your boss?
He says, I don't know. I've been being shoved around by you since the last half an hour.
Fair enough. And then I'll put a note back in the bag that just says, I don't know where he is, but we have his assistant.
Oh, snap. Tell him we know about the money exchange from Purell. We know where it's going. Tell us where Marks is, and we can guarantee him immunity.
Yeah, you get that note.
I'll start bashing his head against like some kind of cabinet.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right, he starts screaming, just stop. What do you want to know?
I was like, you can get immunity if you tell us where he is. Well,
does immunity mean you'll stop hitting me?
Yeah, it's immunity from cabinets.
All right, he says, I don't know, he's in his chambers, or perhaps the chambers of Madame Lafayette?
I'll relay that to Elliot.
Who's Lafayette?
I'll be like, I don't know.
All right, the queen turns to you, Jack, and she says, you, a strong creature, what was your name again?
Yes. Jack.
Jack.
How can I help?
Lift up the mattress, and underneath the bed, there's another secret compartment. Open it and fetch the box that's inside, please. It's the last thing we need. Yeah, you just toss the big mattress off the top, and underneath is a little box area, and you can clearly see here this secret panel. It's not that well hidden. You press down on it, a spring loaded opens up, and there's a box inside. It's a beautiful gold box with a crystal lid, and inside it you see the most exquisite set of earrings and necklace set with diamonds and bloodstone.
Jack's eyes stogs it into his backpack.
Excellent. She says, thank you. She says, those are my grandmother's. All right, let's go.
Yep. Go.
All right, the king looks to you, Jack, and says, where are we going?
Out to... We are going to go take the servants' stairs back downstairs, and then we will attempt to leave through one of the servants' exits.
Okay.
Preferably not the one for firewood. Or for butchering. Laundry? Laundry exit.
Yes. Perfect. He says, very good. So he leads you back through the twisting, turning hallways. Are you going to take Greco with you, Murgatroyd, or continue to interrogate him here? Or cut him loose?
Can we tie him to something just real quick? Or like put the bed on him or just something? It's probably a wiener, right?
Yeah, there's lots of stuff to tie him to in here.
Let's take him with us, and while we're walking, I will do quick tie of his arms to his body. And that way we have him in case we need him.
All right.
Or does he need to stay here for reasons I do not know of?
I don't know, it's annoying.
Yes, if you pick him up and try and push him back into the secret hallways, he says, "No, you said I had immunity. You said I could go free. This is help!
From cabinets.
Help! I'm being kidnapped! Help!"
Muzzle him. Gag him.
With anything in particular? Just a rag, something from your kit?
The
School
pillowcase.
socks. Minotaur socks.
Excellent. Yeah, you just grab a pillowcase and rip a strip off. And his eyes are wide, and you see he's trying to fight you off, but he really is no match for you physically.
You struggle too much, beat head on wall. And I am less gentle than dwarf.
His eyes, go wide at that point, and then he just kind of nods.
Now, let us go.
Excellent. You shove him back into the secret hallway. All right. You guys make your way down and around through the servants' areas, avoiding most things. You do encounter some servants, though, who ask you, Your Highness, what's going on? And you can hear the guy, the gag in his mouth. And the king says, no big deal. He says, everything's fine. He just waves his hand. We're all right here. How are you? Just go about your business. Very good, Your Majesty. And they he leads down to the big laundry rooms, which you get down there, you're like, oh, this smells like soap and ammonia and lye. But you go through a doorway which is marked by a crude tin sign above the door. Looks like it's part of what used to be a container that has the big names Purell over top of it. And he kind of smiles, and you guys go out through the Purell door, which leads out to a river where there's like some flat stones and stuff coming down. You're like out of the back of the castle now, and it's like a little natural river that comes out of the mountains, and this little path that kind of follows the river down as it winds its way around the outskirts of Lufa. Towards
How deep is that river?
Here, the river seems to be about, waist deep and, 8 to 12 feet across. But on the other side, it's just like rock wall, right? So imagine the river at one point kind of carved its way through the mountains here, and as they were building this castle, they built and built and built back until they hit the river, and then they stopped. So the river is used to gather water, and it's also used for laundry facilities and waste disposal as well. So you can walk up. There's a little path going upstream that leads to, they have an aqueduct system set up so water can be burbled into the castle, and you can follow downstream to where they have like the garbage and the night soil and stuff is removed and tossed into the river. But right here, kind of between where they get water to drink and where they throw away stuff, this is where they gather water to do laundries. There's a bit of a pool that's been carved and shaped where the water flows in and is calm, so that they can actually wash water here in this pool.
Stay by the river. Head downstream towards Smell.
Okay, perfect. The king says, "This leads down to the chimneys where we go to gather the I forget what it's called now. To gather the sea sponges that grow where after the volcanoes erupt." Right, he goes on to describe that one of the major dazzles and things that really put Lufa on the map originally is these natural chimneys and stuff that the volcanoes in this chain are used to erupt from time to time. They haven't done it in a while. The lava
Jack
will flow
isn't
down.
paying attention.
Yeah, perfect. All right.
Jack is kind of pushing him along like, we're not tourists here. We can learn this later.
He continues to
he gets
yammer
shot.
as you guys go along the path. Anyway, okay, Elliot, back to you guys.
Okay, guessing still no sign of Peter.
No sign of Peter.
Okay. By my estimation, have we missed the 48-hour mark when we could have met the guy back at the villa?
No, that's right now.
Okay. So he's probably going to there and assuming that the hit is off. Unless he's assuming that the money is just happening, and they're gonna pull the hit off and then look for the cash. Those 4 guards, how bored do they look?
Not that bored.
Like, it looks like they know that they're waiting for something imminent?
Yeah, they have been told that this is very important. It's not that you, like, before you pass by this armory building and you see the guards just kind of chatting or, lounging about. But these 4 are standing at attention. They've got their, they got their backs to the door. They're looking out into the courtyard in the directions that they're facing. And they're alert.
Okay. Are people like coming? Can I hear people outside in the hallway from like the bedroom that we're in?
Yep.
So it's very like business as usual.
Yeah.
Okay. Gonna write to Murgatroyd. Yeah, still staking out the armory. The drop would be happening now. It's possible that they're calling the hit off. Unless... no. Scratch that. I'll write just still staking out the armory. No sign of Marks or anybody.
I'll draw him a crudely drawn drawing of us fleeing the city.
Can I make a history check or something, John, to try and like remember if I've ever heard anything about some Lafayette from Purell?
Sure. 22 with history. The name is there. It's on your radar for some reason, but you can't place it, and it's not from Lufa or Purell.
Right. Oh, the name's not from Purell.
No, the name's not even Anurian, right? It's a very Brektor sounding name. Understand. Thanks for coming out, Mitch. I was really happy to have you here. I wanted to do that whole Greyheart situation, which was a blast.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's getting kind of late. Should we call it for the night?
Yeah, if you guys need to fade, this would be yeah, well we can kind of speed up here. I have a thing.
I'm pretty terrified that I pulled the trigger and like they're gonna pull back the assassins.
So, yeah, I will. I'm just gonna fast forward a bit here and just let me know if you guys would do something recklessly different from what I say. So the party escorting the king leads him down and out through those natural chimneys where you see there, are still people down there harvesting the obsidian and harvesting the obsidian from these cave walls, as well as the sea sponges that they collect and sell all around the world, as being the trademark export from Lufa itself is these wonderfully cleansing sea sponges that they use to clean yourselves with. Anyway, I'm so funny. Anyway,
yes, very funny.
Elliot and Grace stay staked out in this room. After maybe 15 minutes or so, Peter comes running back and he says that Marks is gone. He says, I spoke to some servants and he saw Marks and the Lady Lafayette leaving shortly before you guys got back here, actually, before yourself and the Lady Nash arrived. And she looks approvingly like this kid knew who she was, even though they haven't been introduced. He says they were heading out down towards the docks.
Yeah. Okay, so that means that they've got like a half hour or more head start on us.
Something like that, yes. What would you like me to do, sir?
Jesus. I don't know. So they're gonna go out and meet with somebody, and now it's gonna get confused because they know that's 48 hours. That could line up pretty well. God damn it. I don't know whether to watch this or follow or follow Marks. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Peter, stay here. Watch the armory. We're gonna go see if we can't scout out Marx's position. If anybody is gonna pull out the gold, come and find me. But we are hoping to be back We're hoping to be back before Marx does.
Very good.
Got
sir.
it?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll kind of like gesture, like, is that cool to Grace?
She nods. Yes.
Okay, and we're gonna start skulking towards the docks.
All right. As you guys are exiting the main entrance here, you are jostled aside by several of the palace guard running out, and notice that there are a dozen or so of the Lufa city guard running. I guess that'd be the same. The Lufa guards running, and you see some actual Anurian soldiers from the Anurian army also running, and they're all heading towards Dante's uncle's villa. You hear them kind of shouting back and forth. Oh, there's been some type of fight. Some all-out battle has broken loose down at the old... I forget, what was Dante's uncle's last name? It doesn't matter.
Foink.
Foink? No, it was his first name.
Oh.
They knew him well enough, we'll say. Down at Foink's villa. Oh, goodness. After he left the other day. Oh, quick, let's go and see what's going on.
Why are there so many things? It's like a 7-minute away from there.
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna give her the thumbs up and say, like, let's go check that out too.
All right, excellent. You run to the villa, and as you get there, you see there's some guards kind of looking at what's going on, and the villa is like a bunch of windows are smashed out. The balcony area up above where you were sitting before is actually on fire. So the guards are arranging a little bit of a bucket brigade to try and get it under control, but the villa itself is it's in shambles. You push your way past the guards, and they're like, "Oh, adventure heroes, we recognize you as the Rod Stewarts. Please, go ahead." And you get inside to see that signs of a large-scale battle going in. A bunch of Arwen's arrows are stuck in the walls everywhere. You call out for Arwen, but she doesn't answer. However, you do hear the whining of Amicus, and you pick up the couch and throw it back, and you see that the poor dog is lying there very wounded. His back haunch is sliced open and a bunch of blood is coming out. The dog tries to stand, but then whimpers and looks up at you with his big eyes and everything like that, and kind of whines. And that's when you see also lying there next to the dog is Arwen's bow.
Shit.
And she is nowhere to be seen. And that's where we're going to end for tonight.
Damn it.